Oh, I'm telling you, man. You love me, tell me you love me. Don't stab me, man. I hate to go to the cave, clap one of my face. It's cracking. T Money in the building, Gals from Low in the building. It's up. Got me thinking, what's love to show you? Really, really wanna know you. Really thinking, what's love? What's cracking? What's cracking? I tell you, man. I'm telling you, man. What's cracking, everybody? Cracking like salute, man. When people talk about sleep, that makes me sleepy. I just want y'all to know that. The more y'all talk about sleep, the sleepier I get. Okay? Sleep talk makes me sleep. I want you love. Salute, Gouch. Yeah, man. Salute. Yeah, man. All Star Weekend, man. And the W.
Tonight, a story you'll see only here on 11 Alive. The mother of a 16-year-old who is accused of killing her stepfather says she's now grieving the loss of two men in her life.
The Newton County Sheriff's Office says that they arrested Jaden Daniel Thursday for allegedly shooting his stepdad at their Covington home in May. Our Chase Howell spoke to the teen's mom.
Surrounded by family, Kenethia McGibbon Gay is holding a picture of her with her husband, David Gay. On the floor behind her is where she found him shot to death in May.
I was stuck, and that was the first time I feel like I've never been able to react.
Now, 2 months later, the Newton County Sheriff's Office arresting her 16-year-old son, Jaden Daniel, in connection with the killing.
It was bittersweet. No, I do not want Jaden to spend the rest of his life in jail. However, I knew that he was considered armed and dangerous, and I was told actually by law enforcement that if they had to use force, they would.
The day Gay was killed, Kenethia remembers him and Jaden getting into a huge fight. She says after sending her son up to his room and telling Gay to go chill out, she left to go pick her daughter up. What happened next, she says...
Damn, bro. You got whacked out by the stepson. Damn, bro. That's fucked up, man. I wanted to shoot my stepfather plenty of times, so I understand. But I ain't had no gun. I might have done that shit. We had a lot of beef back in the days. I'm glad I didn't do it. I'm not like sitting here saying I wish I would have done it. No, I'm glad I didn't do it. I'm glad I didn't do it. But I wanted to. I can't, you know what I mean? Growing up, like, you know how it is, man.
Huge fight. She says after sending her son up to his room and telling Gay to go chill out, she left to go pick her daughter up. What happened next, she says only her husband, Jaden, and God know for sure. But on Thursday, she got a glimpse of what unfolded when she finally got to see her son. In that conversation, he tells you his side of the story. What did he say happened in that moment for him to allegedly get a gun and shoot his stepfather?
He said that David hit him.
Was that a pattern that happened? Did David hit him before?
It had happened once before, but there's always someone here.
This isn't the first time.
When they say hit, like, what does that mean? Does that mean like he hit him? Like, was the kid wilding, or did he just attack the kid? It's very vague, but that all get fleshed out in court. Like, did the kid come at him? Because don't get me wrong, kids are very, very disrespectful. Very, very disrespectful. I wasn't very, very disrespectful, but I was, I could be considered, slightly disrespectful. I got a feeling she gonna take her son's side. The nigga dead. Let me tell you something right now. That nigga dead. Her husband dead, and her husband not the father of her kids. And her kids mean everything to her. She would make up a story. Press 1. She would make up a lie on that dead nigga to get her son off. Press 1. This chick will make up a lie on that dead nigga to get her son off. Oh yeah, he hit him. By the time they get to court, she gonna be saying he was sexually molesting her son. By the time they get to court, she gonna say he was sexually molesting her son. Yeah, I mean, listen, but let me tell you about something. Stepdad, right? Stepdad is at the bottom of the family ranking, but you at the bottom of his ranking too, because you a stepkid. Stepdads abuse. Stepkids get abused by their stepdads more than any other children. Get treated worse than the biological children. Stepchildren get treated worse than biological children by the stepdads. It's like intuitive it's like some caveman shit. You're not their kid. You know what I mean? And listen, I'm not saying that they're gonna be like, a lot of stepdads are good, cool and everything. But overall, on average, because they did a study on it. They did a study on stepdads. I may show it to you guys. They did a study on it. and stepchildren were more likely to be, everything, all the bad stuff was higher in stepchildren by their stepdads versus biological children. But I'm not against step parents because listen, people who have children are gonna get new relationships once their last relationship ends. And then they're gonna get married. And then somebody will be a stepfather or stepmother. It really ain't that deep. It really ain't deep. Like, so on some manosphere shit, yeah, you a simp and all that shit. But being a stepfather ain't really that deep. You met a bitch, you got some kids, and you got married. The end. Press 1.
There's always someone here.
This isn't the first time Kenithia's family has dealt with gun violence. On the walls of her home are pictures of her 19-year-old son, Kendarius Spear. In 2024, he was shot and killed during a robbery while home from college.
I don't know really what God has in store for me or why this family has to endure so much.
Kendarius, so one son was killed and another son killed the stepfather. You know what could have happened to here in this case? So this is the brother. This is the son who was killed. And this is the, where's that? Yeah. And this is the son who killed the stepfather, right? His big brother got killed, you know what I'm saying? Probably, in some nigga shit, right? Blackistan, right? So he got a lot of anger about that, man. Pent up anger about that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of pent up anger about that shit. And maybe the dudes who killed his brother, he can't get them because they might be too deep in the street, so they might be tougher than him. Or they might be like, they some real killers, you know what I'm saying? And he might not have been built like that yet. Because he's just 16 and coming up. And a lot of that anger he got inside of him over his brother being killed, could be displaced in other people. You know what I mean? Hurt people. So when his stepfather was, disciplining him and being, disciplinary and authoritarian with him, took that shit out on the stepfather, whacked his ass. Bam.
He did, but feels he should also receive mental help. In Covington, Chase Howell, 11 Alive News.
A tough situation for this family. Now, after her son died, Kenithia started a foundation called Katie Strong. It gives kids tools to handle conflict in nonviolent ways. She says,
oh, God. Another program. Salute to my man, Anthony Madison, man. Cairns, far north Queensland. Yeah, we ain't going to Australia in a minute, man. We're going to have to get to Australia very soon, man. Shout out to Cairns, man.
I hear gunfire at all hours of the day. I mean, I hear it during the day. I hear it early evening. I hear it late at night.
South City residents fed up tonight. A shootout between young men in a neighborhood is causing complaints to boil over.
Yeah, this crime in Tower Grove South was breaking news last night at 10. Police say all the men in the shootout last night refused to explain what led to bullets flying near Morgan Ford and Beck. First Alert 4's Shoshana Stahl is getting new reaction to the violence.
I've kind of become numb to it, and that's sad. Like, no one should become numb to gun violence.
Mark Moore has lived in Tower Grove South for more than 2 decades. He loves his neighborhood and feels...
Damn, you've been living around these niggas for 2 decades? You ain't white flighted yet? We can't even feel sorry for him when something happens to him. We can't... When we see this dude on the gun memorial, we can't even feel bad for him, man. You had 20 years to white flight, and you still there with them niggas slumming. Okay.
I've kind of become numb to it, and that's sad. Like, no one should become numb to gun violence.
Mark Moore has lived in Tower Grove South for more than 2 decades. He loves his neighborhood and feels safe living there, but says not...
He got a lisp. He talking with a lisp, man. Oh, he must like them brothers. A lot of them street brothers be zesty. A lot of them street brothers that do anything for some money. That's probably why he around there, man. A lot of them street brothers, they do anything for some money. For some J's and an Xbox, they'll do anything. Press 1. A lot of them thug niggas that do anything for some J's and the Xbox. That's probably why he hanging around the fucking... That's why this zesty motherfucker ain't white flighted yet.
To it, and that's sad. Like, no one should become numb to gun violence.
Mark Moore has lived in Tower Grove South for more than 2 decades. He loves his neighborhood and feels safe living there, but says not a day goes by where he doesn't hear gunshots. A while back, a bullet hit a back window.
Me and my housemate, we've went downstairs just because we knew bullets were flying somewhere close by, and we just didn't want to be a victim through our own window.
Just a few blocks away Thursday night, right after...
Housemate, we've went downstairs just because...
A while back, a bullet hit a back window.
Me and my housemate, we've went downstairs just...
Me and my housemate?
Window.
Me and my housemate, we've
Window.
Me and my housemate, we've
Window.
Me and my housemate, we've went downstairs.
Window.
Me and my housemate, we've went down...
Me and my housemate. I knew he was talking with a lisp. Oh, shit.
A while back, a bullet hit a back window.
Me and my housemate, we've went downstairs just because we knew bullets were flying somewhere close by, and we just didn't want to be a victim through our own window.
Just a few blocks away Thursday night, right after 7, SLMPD responded to a shooting on Morgan Ford at Beck. This is the neighborhood's 8th shooting this year where someone has been shot.
This is the 8th shooting in the neighborhood this year. God damn, you got 8 shootings in your neighborhood? Yeah, he's staying around there because he the neighborhood Santa Claus, man. Yeah, man. You need some new J's or some I don't know the kind of jeans they wear now, but I know they got them expensive jeans and shit. With the little tag on the back and shit. Long ass tag in the back. They love them jeans, man. They them little thug niggas that do anything for them jeans, man. I know him and his housemate killing it. I know they they out there just living a life. Him and his housemate. I never heard nobody say that. I heard a roommate. I've heard of a roommate. I have never heard of a housemate. You know what I'm saying? Even my favorite show, Perfect Strangers. You remember Perfect Strangers? even they Balky. They ain't even call themselves housemates, man. Shout out to this dude. Make sure y'all support the channel, man. Hit the PayPal, the Cash App. Support this show. Sponsor this show, man. We out here solving these cases, man. Black Columbo in the building, man.
Close by, and we just didn't want to be a victim through our own window.
Just a few blocks away Thursday night, right after 7, SLMPD responded to a shooting on Morgan Ford at Beck. This is the neighborhood's 8th shooting this year where someone has been shot.
I just shook my head and said to myself, again.
Police say surveillance shows a shootout between 5 men, ranging from 17 years old to 24 years old.
When I hear that there's a shooting, I almost always expect that it's a younger.
Black people. Black.
24 years old.
When I hear that there's a shooting, I almost always expect that it's a young. When I hear that there's a shooting, I almost always expect that it's a younger person. When I hear that there's a shooting, I almost always expect that it's a younger person, even a juvenile. It doesn't surprise me.
First Alert 4 asked the business for that video. They refused. And John, who didn't want to show his face, lives across from where that shooting happened. He says gunfire is all too common in this area.
I've had bullets come through my window before too, yeah. I wish we used to have a lot more police presence.
Moore says he's a Southsider for life, but he's tired of the Tower Grove South gunfire.
It's not normal. And sometimes I think...
There's been 8 shootings on your block this year, dude. What the fuck do you mean it's not normal? How many have there been in the 20 years you've been over there, you jackass? How is that not normal, man? 8 people been shot on your block. And she said this is the 8th shooting where someone was shot. She made sure to delineate that, man. This is the 8th shooting where someone's been shot. Not this is the 8th shooting. It's just the 8th shooting where someone actually got shot. And this fucker's talking about it's not normal. He been there for 20 years. The fuck is he talking about?
We used to have a lot more police presence.
Moore says he's a Southsider for life, but he's tired of the Tower Grove South gunfire.
It's not normal. And sometimes I think that St. Louis is a weird anomaly where they have tried to normalize this, that should just be an acceptable way of living, and it's not.
Police say those 5 men are...
Sir, this is how it is everywhere there's black people. He thinks it's just New Orleans. Do white people really think like this, man? I want to know, man. Do white people really think like, oh, it's just... Dude, this is everywhere where blacks live at, man.
Should just be an acceptable way of living, and it's not.
Police say those 5 men aren't cooperating, and officers are working to figure out what led to the shooting. Anyone with information, call Crime Stoppers. In Tower Grove South, Shoshana Stahl, First Alert 4.
Again, even though St. Louis police know the 5 who were involved, no one's been arrested or charged. If you saw any 5 who were involved, no one's been arrested or charged. Though St. Louis police know the 5 who were involved, no one's been arrested or charged. Again, even though St. Louis police know the 5 who were involved, no one's been arrested or charged. Again, even though St. Louis police know the 5 who were involved, no one's been arrested or charged. Again, even though St. Louis police know the 5 who were involved, no one's been arrested or charged. If you saw anything or may know something about those involved, police need your help. You can get.
That's crazy. Even though police know the 5 who were involved, no one's been arrested and charged. And oh yeah, by the way, if you want to snitch, here's the phone number, man. What the fuck? Hell no, I ain't snitching. Niggas still out here. We fucked up.
Well, more than 3 years after a man was gunned down at a Fort Lauderdale store, 2 suspects in his murder are in custody. The alleged gunman is being brought down to Broward.
Sisters be whacking shit, bro. Salute the Couch Malo. He says, salute up in the nation. Nah, it is Memphis. Is it normal for aspiring rappers to get ended? Yeah. Yeah. Sisters be whacking shit. I'm going to drop the link shortly, man.
Well, more than 3 years after a man was gunned down at a Fort Lauderdale store, 2 suspects in his murder are in custody. The alleged gunman is being brought down to Broward County to be charged with murder. NBC6's Marissa Back is joining us live with the new arrest this evening. Marissa.
And Jawan, the 2 suspects who've been arrested in this case are a brother and sister. The brother is the main murder suspect. His sister also charged in this case for allegedly helping her brother after the crime. Years of waiting and wondering if justice could be served in the shooting death of Stephen Black may be over. Fort Lauderdale police say 24-year-old Warren Pollock is now in custody and soon to be charged with murder. Pollock is accused in the crime caught on camera inside Tony's Market on Northwest 22nd Road 3 years ago. Police say he shot and killed Black point blank.
Stephen was my best friend.
Black's family pleaded with the community in the months after his murder, begging for information.
We now finally have 2 arrests in this case, and it's the final chapter, the final piece of the puzzle for this grieving family.
U.S. Marshals arrested Warren Pollock last week in Georgia, where he lives. Broward Sheriff's deputies then arrested his sister, Wanisha Pollock, 2 days later. She's charged with accessory after the fact for allegedly helping her brother, knowing he may be responsible for the crime. Tony's Market is now an empty lot. Black's family filed a civil lawsuit alleging the store operators weren't doing enough to keep customers safe, citing 13 shootings at the business in the...
One business had 13 shootings in, 3 years? How does one... Let me not ask that. Let me not ask that dumbass question. It's one place at 13 shootings, and they acting like it's the business fault. That's the fucked up part. They act like it's the business's fault. Like if you put that business anywhere, people would be shooting at that business. And these in the family of the victim get to sue the store. Ain't that a bitch?
Brother, knowing he may be responsible for the crime. Tony's Market is now an empty lot. Black's family filed a civil lawsuit alleging the store operators weren't doing enough to keep customers.
Tony's Market was one of them stores where they got the fruit in the cardboard box. Press 1 if you know them spots where they got the fruit in the cardboard box. Like the fruit be by like near the checkout in a cardboard box. It'd be like 2 oranges, a goddamn overripe banana, and like a red onion. And that'd be the motherfucking fruit section and shit. Fruits and vegetables.
He may be responsible for the crime. Tony's Market is now an empty lot. Black's family filed a civil lawsuit alleging the store operators weren't doing enough to keep customers safe, citing 13 shootings at the business in the 4 years before Black's death. The lawsuit has since been settled.
Why was he hanging out at a store where there had been 14 shootings? You know, think about it, man. How many of y'all hanging out at a store, arguing with niggas at a store where there been 14 shootings in the last 4 years? That's a lot of fucking shootings, man, for just one store, man. Like, I know fucking goddamn them Patels that run that store, they fucking shell shocked in that motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Niggas are literal apes. Planet of the Apes, man. 14 shootings at one store. They did a bitch. God damn, man. Motherfucker.
Been settled. As a result, the store was closed and demolished.
When you look at the calls for service, when you look at the police reports, when you look at the, unfortunately, body bags that were coming out of that place, it is undeniable that that store was a war zone.
Why does she got one eyebrow? Why she got one eyebrow that's down here and the other eyebrow up here? And why does she have a mirror? Like, does she not have a mirror? Does she not have a friend? Hey, baby, before you get on TV, I just want to tell you, man, one of your eyebrows is like 2 inches higher than the other one. Yeah. 2 inches? Yeah, 2 inches. Yeah. No way. Yeah. Go look in the mirror. One of your eyebrows is 2 inches higher than the other one. I know you about to do that interview on TV today. I just wanted to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Before you go down there, man. Yeah, looking like the goddamn Rock. Yeah. Like the Rock. That's crazy, man. Them Asians do good work, man. Them Asian eyebrow places do good work. She must have went, I don't know. She must have got a friend, or she must have did that shit herself. That's probably what happened. She might have did that herself. Them Asians do good work, man. Them Asians surgical with that shit, man. Well, she went to the discount joint, man.
That store was a war zone.
Black's family has since moved out of state. They started a scholarship for high school graduates in Fort Lauderdale in his memory.
They're honoring Stephen's life by doing what he loved best, giving back to the community, giving back to teenagers and youths, and
arguing with niggas at the Quickie Mart. That's what he loved to do best. Arguing with niggas at the Quickie Mart.
Graduates in Fort Lauderdale in his memory.
They're honoring Stephen's life by doing what he loved best, giving back to the community, giving back to teenagers and youths, and really making the world a better place.
Fort Lauderdale police say that Miami Gardens and Miami Beach police helped make these two arrests possible, as well as ballistic imaging technology. Warren Pollock is expected to go before a judge here in Broward County soon after he arrives here. We are live in Fort Lauderdale. Marissa Begg, NBC6 News.
Everyone, smash that like button right quick. Smash that like button right quick for me. You feel me? Just right now. I need you to smash that like button for me right now, man. wants love. I really wanna know you. You got me thinking, wants love.
My father, when he was young in North Carolina, he used to sell fish and he used to use rhymes to sell his fish, and maybe that's one of the reasons why I use rhymes.
People walk on down if you want to see the largest crabs in town. Fresher fish cannot be found. Scallops, crab meat, lobster tails, sea snails, turtle legs, frog legs, live alligators, and fillets. Yes, if it swims in the sea, you can believe me. I got it on sale right here at the back boat today. I got trouts, croakers, porgies, rocks, blues, mullets, spots. Yes, the largest variety the back boat most has definitely got. I got sea snails, turtle legs, frog legs, lobster tails, fillets. Yes, I got the largest variety in the nation's capital on sale right here at the back boat today. People, I know talk's cheap, but I know action swears that. And if you walk on down, you'll see for yourself the largest crabs on sale right here in the back. They're mean and
I've been to this place so many times, man.
they're green. They're the fightingest crabs I've ever seen, and I'm 29 years old. No brag, no bull.
And they had the same sign up until they recently just renovated all that shit. They had that same sign there for like fucking 50 years.
But he threw the rock. He tried to hit my sister, but he almost hit me about that much away from me. And I was sure wish he had hit me with that rock. I would pick up the rock right next to me and hit him right dead in his face. They always say niggas are doing everything. They always say we're doing everything, right? We don't read it every time the white people come down, but we don't push them out their neighborhood and throw rocks and start hitting them. We don't bother the white people around our neighborhood, but when we get in a white neighborhood, they just push us out.
Yeah, everybody was a citizen with nothing, they were a piece of dirt, dogs. I mean, that's the way you treat an animal. I mean, God, we're human beings. You don't treat other people like that. It's just wrong. Black, white, I don't care. A person is a person. Skin should have no bearing on how you treat a person. That's just wrong.
I hate their goddamn guts.
I can't say that I hate them. I can't say that it's totally the kids.
One thing I will say this, man, niggas have like lost the ability to speak proper English. I don't know how we went from this to like the way we talk nowadays. I have no clue how we've just completely lost the art of speaking English. These kids would be called acting white now. These little hood boogers right here, you can tell they some little hood boogers. But the way they talk, if they talk like this around some modern hood boogers, they would be accused of acting white.
Fault. I mean, I'm sure their parents have
Press
some
one.
bearing on the way they feel and everything else. I think it's just the system. I don't know. I can't say that I hate them because I don't hate anybody.
Do you forgive them?
No. No. Can't take back no hurt. But they gonna always do that. They always spit on us like we some dogs. They always gonna back on them. Ain't nothing gonna change.
History has never just been about what happened. It's about what's been told, and more importantly, what's been.
Now, there were several lies in this shit, but
left out. For centuries, Black history has been clipped down to pain, chained to struggle, and packaged neatly between slavery and civil rights. But that's not our beginning, and it's certainly not our whole story. Most of us were taught a version of Black history that was incomplete at best. We didn't learn about Queen Zinga, Mansa Musa, or thriving communities like Black Wall Street.
Two of the biggest slave traders in the history of the planet. She literally just named two of the biggest slave traders in the history of the planet, Queen Nzinga and Mansa Musa. You niggas are fucking crazy. You know, the whole history, Black history, hasn't been told. They haven't said nothing about Queen Nzinga and Mansa Musa. Are you fucking kidding me?
we missed out on the brilliance, the innovation, and the power that shaped the world. That's why Black History Unlocked created The History Books Forgot to Say We Were More Than Enslaved, a digital ebook that reclaims the truth and tells the stories you probably didn't learn in school. Click the link in our bio to get your copy today and reclaim the new.
But he threw the rock. He tried to hit my sister, but he almost hit me about that much away from me. And I was sure wish he had hit me with that rock. I would pick up the rock right next to me and hit him right dead in his face.
What do y'all think? How do y'all think the rock fight started, man? Or do you think it was a rock fight? Or you think it was just white kids throwing rocks at black kids? What do y'all think happened here? Let me drop a link. Make sure y'all support the channel, guys. We need your support, man. The channel needs you guys' support, man. Want love. All right. There we go. What's happening, man?
Nothing much.
Yeah, man. How do you explain how blacks have, like, these are little ghetto bastards, right? And they speak like so much better than modern ghetto bastards. What happened, Fisherman? What do you think happened? Seriously, no jokes, just seriously, like what you really think happened?
I mean, educational standards definitely declined during that time, and plus the slow progression of like rap ebonics being normalized.
Yeah, hip hop. I agree. I think hip hop got something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, like your average person is really nothing but a follower of culture. They're not actively paying attention and participating in creating it. And so I think with a lot of the sons that have dumbed themselves down to the point where it's like you can barely even understand like the words, I think it's a lot of it's just mimicry from what they see in media.
They always say niggas are doing everything. They always say we're doing everything, right? We don't read it every time the white people come down the block. We don't push them out their neighborhood and throw rocks and start hitting them. We don't bother the white people around our neighborhood, but when we get in a white neighborhood, they just push us out.
Yeah, everybody was a citizen with nothing, they were a piece of dirt, dogs. I mean, that's the way you treat an animal. I mean, God, we're human beings. You don't treat other people like that. It's just wrong. Black, white, I don't care. A person is a person. Skin should have no bearing on how you treat a person. That's just wrong.
I hate their goddamn guts.
I can't say that I hate them. I can't say that it's totally the kids' fault. I mean, I'm sure their parents had some bearing on the way they feel and everything else. I think it's just the system. I don't know. I can't say that I hate them because I don't hate them.
Do you forgive them?
No. No. Can't take back no hurt. But they gonna always do that. They always spit on us like we some dogs. They always gonna spit back on them. Ain't nothing gonna change.
history has never just been about what happened.
Oh, right.
It's always so strange to me how consistent it is, regardless of what time period you play news, even up until today, how the news reporters specifically always give the Suns like a positive line of questioning, as if whatever they do is justified and whatever they feel is justified. And no matter what time in history it is, the reporters are always dogging the white people. And they're always trying to frame them with gotcha questions and trying to undermine their position or poke holes. It's very consistent. And it's very strange how all these reporters behave.
Yeah, facts.
You didn't see me at the rally, and nor did you see me at the funeral, because it brought some things back to me that I thought was gone. I lost a brother in Jersey City, shot with a double-barrel shotgun, close range. I'm 17. I'm involved with a gang, the largest gang in Newark, New Jersey. I organized. We went over Jersey City looking for the person. Well, when we got there, we didn't realize it was a family. And when you talk Jersey City and you talk family, you're talking the mafia. At the time of my graduation from high school, I had to leave Newark, New Jersey. I had to leave the mom and the dad, or I wouldn't be here today. So I'm living that side. It was 2 days in Nebraska where I went to school. You can go buy a gun, no paper necessary. I played football and basketball, and a tackle, good guy, nice guy. And the guys came to my room and we got high. They left. I had the clip in my gun. Nick came in my room. I said, you know, Nick, I can blow your head off. He said, go ahead. And I did. I shot him in the head point blank, this close. I stayed in jail. One night, I never went to court. I went back to basketball. How did that happen? Because I had a family member, one of my uncles. He was involved with one of the families. That family made a call from Newark to New York to Omaha to Nebraska, where I was at, and I was out the next day. See, so that's having the right contact at the right time. My point is, when my son told me about Cello, it all came back. You didn't see me at the rally, and nor did you see me at the funeral, because it brought some things back to me that I thought was gone. I lost a brother in Jersey City, shot with a double-barrel shotgun, close range. I'm 17. I'm involved with a gang, the largest gang in Newark, New Jersey.
There we go. So this is
I organized.
This is the guy.
We went over Jersey City looking.
This guy is on. He's on the city council in Erie County, Pennsylvania. And he's like talking about how like he killed some guy back in the day. What do you think about that?
I think I don't think you could ever convince gliders of just the sheer number of felonious acts that just your random sun person has committed in their life.
I'm not even Daniel, what are you talking about? Daniel, fucking get smart with me. I didn't get straight up. Daniel, I thought she said that I was getting smart.
Dear teachers, it is time for an exit plan. Let's unpack this. How many times have you left schools crying? How many times have you been cursed at, hit, disrespected, told to deal with it because it's just simply part of your job?
I don't think that's normal for teachers outside of sun areas, is it?
Not enough to where they have PTSD, I don't think.
Is that normal? Do we have any teachers who don't teach sun kids? Or maybe teach like just a small percentage of your kids are sons? I wonder if this is normal, like in school.
It's not part of your job. It's actually a part of a broken system. The truth is, you guys are not protected in unsafe, underpaid, and ungrateful environments. Meanwhile, you're being told to grade, counsel, parent, discipline, feed, and heal these kids while sacrificing your own peace for a paycheck. And let's keep it real. Some of y'all haven't been punched, threatened, or even physically assaulted by students, but administration just says documented. We can't keep allowing that to be the energy. But what if I told you you didn't have to deal with any of that? What if I told you that there was a way for you to switch things up, become in control of your own? But what if you didn't have to deal with any of that? What if you could walk away and still teach, but just on your own terms? What if you could run your own homeschooling program, build your own curriculums using AI, control your hours, and own your own income? What if students that showed up actually wanted to?
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
I think she's selling her hood rat business.
Yeah.
Pyramid scheme, scam bullshit.
Yes.
Join in for $79.99 for the first year.
Yeah. Salute to Barry B, man. Barry B is in the building, and shout out to Deluxe 247, aka Calvert, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. Shout out to you guys coming through every night. Let's see if we can get some more people on the board. Can we get some new people? Some people who've never contributed to this. Well, y'all say great channel, y'all, but y'all emailing me and shit, begging me to come on that night, man. You doing a show tonight, man? You doing a show tonight? Yeah, all right, I'll come on tonight. I'm tired of shit, but I'll come on tonight. Yeah, make sure y'all support the channel, man. Let's see if we get some new people on the board, man. Get in the comment section, man.
Or new panel members. That would be cool.
Look at this, the 80s show. An 80s show that I never knew about. I never knew about this show. It must have gotten canceled before I ever heard of it. So how does this happen? How does this white? Remember 80s? You weren't around the 80s, Fisherman. Every show was weird as shit. Like a maid, like they would have like a maid, or it'd be like some guy in a house with a bunch of kids, or it would just be all the shows was random as hell in the 80s, man, but they were good. Or like some little girl living with some old man, like Punky Brewster. Who remember Punky Brewster? That little girl just lived with that old man, or Different Strokes. Two little black boys living with a rich old white man and shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was Webster, a fucking midget living with a white family, a white couple with no kids.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, there's probably pedophilic undertones to that, and the whole miscegenation stuff too. Like none of that stuff happens for no reason.
I don't remember the plot of Punky Brewster. What was she? Was she like homeless or something?
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. It seems like maybe froze up or something. Fisherman, what's your age? What are you? Late 20s, mid 20s, early 20s?
I just keep it to myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm a millennial. I'll say that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Huh?
Oh,
You
no,
there?
we didn't hear you. You might have been muted or something. No, we
Your
couldn't hear you.
your thing froze, or you were muted or something.
Oh, my let me see something.
Did you hear what I asked about Punky Brewster?
Nah, I didn't hear nothing.
Oh,
What'd you say?
I asked it. I was wondering if Punky Brewster was like homeless or something.
I can't remember whether Punky Brewster was homeless. There was never nothing on the screen.
No, there wasn't anything, and you weren't saying
Okay.
anything either.
Okay. Look at this. Okay. Yeah. Punky Brewster. I gotta look it up. I forgot the storyline, but I know she was just a little girl living with she was a little street tough white girl, and she was living with this old white man. And that shit was just a show about that. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't think about it then, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm like, what the fuck? Salute to yeah, I mean, and then you had like Alf, a fucking alien and shit. Small
Yeah,
Wonder, a robot.
Never knew nothing about Alf.
Yeah, all those. Alf used to eat cats. He was an alien that eat cats.
Everybody?
Feels so good to be out of that car. Home, sweet home. I love LA. We love it.
Isn't this fun? See, you're making new friends already. I'll see you later. Well, here we are. Akron's hottest singing group, the Valentines. This is my little brother Russell, my little sisters Roxanne and Jamaica. Everybody say hello to Wallace Gills.
Hello, Wallace.
You know, this place is not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
No, there's definite potential here. But we gotta redecorate. I mean, the last person who lived here had zero personality. Rox, the last person that lived here still lives here. This is Wallace's apartment and we're his guests.
Oh,
well, see, when I say zero personality, I'm using the Valentine scale of -10 to 0. 0 being the most personality.
you got any video games for this thing?
Young man, that thing is a highly sophisticated, state-of-the-art.
So the black family comes in and the white guys, some dorky white guy with some cool ass black people, and I guess they're gonna like make him cool over the years or whatever. Like what the fuck? Or the comedy is gonna be like them like clowning him all day for being a dork or an uptight.
Yeah, I mean, this is like Jew 101. I wonder who produced this show.
The perpetrating of the melting pot.
Yeah. Wow.
And this has like a lasting psychological effect on people.
Oh yeah, white people.
This stuff will play a role in how your personality develops, how you view yourself. Like these scenes will recreate themselves in real life.
Yeah, definitely. Because all the shows are like this. The white guy's either a dork like him, or he's fucking a moron like Tool Time. What's that? Tim Allen, remember that show? Or Al Bundy, or you know what I mean? Like the white guy's either a fucking moron or a fucking loser. Because Al Bundy was more of a loser. Even though I love that show, that was one of my favorite shows of all time. But his character was a loser. You know what I mean? And or you're an idiot like Peter Griffin or Homer Simpson or American Dad. You know what I mean? Either moron, a loser, or an idiot. King of the Hill. You know what I mean?
I mean it's very consistent and it's not random. In a lot of these shows too, they'll have like a Jewish character in them at some point on a lot of these movies, and the Jewish character will kind of have a little spot real quick and put some insight and sort of say something quirky or whatever, and then they just dip right back out. I mean, when you know that it exists and it's not just some genuine like family friendly stuff and it's actually extremely subversive and degenerate, you can find it every time.
Wow.
There's guys that like based guys that understand all the subversion going on, and they just go back through old TV shows and movies and music and just break down like why they were making this, why they were making that, the underlying themes, the unspoken, rules of the society that's portrayed in the movie and how it mimics, 10 years later. It's all intentional.
Wow.
Nigga, that's why you standing here like a scary ass bitch, nigga. So stab me in my face and tell me you're sorry, nigga. Tell me you're sorry, nigga. What's you sorry for, nigga? What's you sorry for? Why, nigga? Why you sorry for that shit, nigga? It's disrespectful as fuck, nigga. To me and my whole people, nigga. All these niggas right here. All these niggas.
Yo, he's literally said nigga 1,000 times while checking the white boy for saying it once. That's crazy.
Right here, bro. Ain't no talking to you is crazy, bro. Like, that shit is crazy for you to say, nigga. You know that shit is not okay, bro. You know that shit. Then why you say that shit? Why you say that shit, nigga? You know that shit. You know. You know that shit. Hey, brother. You know that shit. Brother, chill. You know that shit. Brother, chill. Chill, brother. You. You're good. You're good.
Around the blacks, never relax.
Yeah, these videos too, they play a piece to this, because if you're a little white kid, right, and you're seeing these videos on like Twitter or whatnot, it does give you a role. Like your role is to, like, when black people are like wilding out, is to just listen. You know what I mean?
Right, that exactly right. Like his whole demeanor has been shaped in his mind before he even realized he had any autonomy. He's understood. Like he is Peter Griffin. He is Hank Hill. Everything he says is to be taken not serious. His rational mind obviously has some sort of flaw with it. Everyone else, in their heightened emotional state is completely justified. Any act of violence he may take to defend himself is morally bankrupt. It's all intentional, and it creates these outcomes. The Sun Man in this clip responded the way he was taught, and the white dude responded the way he's been acclimated.
Damn. That shit is deep, man. That shit's deeper than Atlantis, man. Jesus Christ. There's a little research I've been doing. Let's see. Enough of that research.
And the thing about it too, like that son guy, whatever, like he doesn't. The white dude said, "Okay, man, I'm sorry." It doesn't matter. Like they don't like. If you're a white person, it doesn't matter what you do, what you say, you're in the wrong, period. Like, so just, don't try to reason with him.
He was very, 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 very apologetic. Like, he was very, 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 very remorseful.
But son man don't respect the remorse part. So I guess the white man's gotta say some. He's gotta say some silly shit like, "What's up? Let's catch the fade" or something like that. In order,
yeah, he would have got more respect though if the white dude said, "You know what? Let's catch the fade," and then threw his hands up and just swung on the black dude. All the other black dudes in the room would have respected him. Now, if he would have started kicking them, the second he would have gotten advantage on the black dude, everybody would have instantly broken up. They would have respected him after that. They'd have been like, "Yeah, you my type of white because you violent." You know what I mean? Violence is respected. You know what I mean? What's going on? Who's that? Who's that other guy in here?
That's Last Outlaw. That's facts right there, because as a white dude, that's how you got to spin it, man. You got to be that crazy white guy to get that respect. Dave Chappelle made a joke about it years ago, but that's some real talk right there.
Yeah, man.
That weakness, they don't respect that weakness because they'll sense it and they feed off of it. That energy, you see how he's just puffing up because he's seeing that white boy cower down, and the white boy's bigger than him. He's thicker than him. He should have just went ahead, picked him up, throw him on the ground, do what you got to do. But
but also that black dude will kill that white kid.
Yeah, he's going to get stomped for sure. But like you said, if he survives, everybody that was in that room going to tell the story like, "Hey, that white boy, he's that one. He will throw."
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm white, and there's some white dudes that scare me more than black dudes, for real. Especially nowadays, I really ain't scared of a lot of the younger ones other than getting shot. But like throwing hands, like they don't really square up, bro. But they're little to me, bro. I'm a big guy, so like all these people are little now. Like everybody's 5'5", 135, got a blunt, Doritos in their hand. Like none of them scare me other than that switch.
Yeah, definitely. Salute to LT, man. LT says I miss 80 aerobics classes. You miss Richard Simmons, man? We find out, man.
Billy Blanks.
Miss Richard Simmons. Jesus Christ. Oh man. Any man that teaches aerobics class is either a fucking Don Juan or he's a fucking fruit cup. There's no in between.
To your point earlier, I believe that those 80s shows really shaped me because, like, even out in my little country town out in Ohio, the some man population was like 15 to 20%. But 30, 40 years ago, man, these were good people. I know a lot of people think I'm crazy, but I remember when black folks was, for the most part, good people, at least the ones I was around.
Listen, I believe you from watching
teachers, educators. Yeah, man.
I mean, the videos, all the same stuff was happening, but it still was like the people black people had more character and they could speak better. Like they just spoke better English, man.
They had charisma also. Black men used to have charisma, and that drew a lot of people's, that just really opened up a lot of avenues for people, So
now look at this. This is a video black people are bragging about, right? This white guy right here.
Police, get these fucking monkey niggers out of here and you can't do shit. That's me talking shit. 3602 Gramercy Way, that's where I live. Come fucking see me.
So this is a white guy, fisherman and Last Outlaw. This is a white guy who's, he not Peter Griffin. He not Hank Hill. He's not Al Bundy. You know what I'm saying? He's not fucking goddamn fucking goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's got a battery pack on him from some direction, whether it's Fox News, somebody, Black Fatigue, something's pumped him up to where, like, that's just not my style. But I mean,
Yeah,
I ain't
but I
on the hate.
mean,
I'm a musician, so I don't got time for racism and hate and all that. I take people as they come at me, but I mean,
hold
he's
on,
got frustration.
hold on. You don't know. We don't know what. You don't know what he's dealing with. Like, let's. You got to keep it a buck, You don't know what he's dealing with. We know one thing. He didn't just wake up and come out the house and say this shit.
Facts.
Like, we don't know what the fuck going on. But look, but this is a white guy that standing up, man. He like, yo, fuck you, blacks. We can just assume that there's, something, there's been some, some dust up. And he's fed up. Let's just put it like that. This guy's fed up.
Police, get these fucking monkey niggers out of here and you can't do shit. That's me talking shit. 3602 Gramercy Way, that's where I live. Come fucking see me.
Try Jesus, not me.
KLM showed up at his door. The police had to escort him out. The police had to escort him out of his own house.
Come fucking see me.
Wicked is in fact.
Not me, cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me.
Well, they're assaulting him in front of the police. Look at him.
Do you remember this? I remember when this happened. I think this might have been
like New Jersey somewhere, right?
Yeah, and I remember at the time. I mean, of course, it was way before I was, just red pilled into how things work. But I remember I was looking at this and I was like, oh, good job, son, people. Teach this dude a lesson. I'm so serious. I'm so serious.
No, I believe you, man. Trust
Yeah.
me, man. I believe you 100%. Yeah.
But what did they arrest him for?
All right, so I don't know if I got the clip, but from the beginning, because he had been recorded the whole time, but he was and then he was talking to a foreign dude, maybe a Somalian or something like that. But either way it goes, he was black. Okay, he was but either way, what I'm saying, like he basically punked him into his own house, into his own steps, and then he walked even up on the steps and was like stomach to stomach with him. And the dude was like, "You need to get off my property." He was like, "I don't gotta do shit, nigger." And he was just standing there, no telling what led up to all that. But I was just looking at that and I was like, "Ooh, that couldn't be me."
Man, that's very interesting, bro. So, real quick, what made you come around, TR, specifically?
What made me come around? Because, man, I was really into like sports radio and things like that. In about 2021, I guess after January 6th, my sister, and I didn't really care about politics, but my sister, I remember how upset she was during January 6th, and she was a Trump supporter. And she was just making it seem like it was all fake and whatever. Didn't pay nothing to it. But it wasn't until Kevin Samuels came around. So we're talking about 2021 when my attention just shifted to other stuff. And so I'm kind of listening to Kevin Samuels. And then after Kevin Samuels, that's when I started listening to Ak. Now, of course, during the time when I'm listening to, the Manosphere stuff, I remember it was about 2022 when I really started thinking, okay, I'm really getting tired of these dudes, it's like single mother this, just a whole bunch of silly shit. And I'm like, okay, when are the men going to be held accountable?
when are y'all gonna start talking about when are y'all gonna start talking about, and then of course that's when I start listening to Ock.
Wait,
And
so are you saying that when George Floyd was assassinated, you were still liberal?
when George Floyd was assassinated, it's almost like, or whatever you would call it, when he died, I didn't know nothing about it. I'm talking about, oh look, let me tell you, when that Ahmaud Arbery thing happened, I believed Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah, it was around the same time as George Floyd.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you thought Chauvin killed him?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I
Cut
mean
him some
that's
slack,
fair. That's
Wicked.
what
He
we were
might be
told.
young. How can I ask you, TR? How old are you, bro?
Well, I'm 43 now, but at that
Oh, okay.
time,
Well,
so if we're
yeah.
talking about then,
You're not young.
I was, yeah, no, I'm not. And so at the time, I was just completely out of the loop with, I didn't even know about the whole, a lot of people were up to date with the vaccine and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
wasn't red pilled on that. It was
Right.
about
Yo, but
2021.
is 41 like 2022 in Sunman years though?
Yes, basically.
It should be.
Hey, when you hear people on here talk about like when I say, remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I used to be like, press like how many people have taken the vaccine? Press 1, 2, and I would have like 400 people in the chat. This is back then, and nobody would press 1. Like 400, I got 400 people here. Nobody took the vaccine, and tell him in Blackistan how prevalent it was, how people were taking the vaccine.
Man. All right. Well, first of all, my mom, my parents, they're vote blue no matter who people. So they looked at the vaccine like it's gonna kill you. Like if you don't get this vaccine, you're gonna die. You're gonna make me die.
Yep.
Type stuff. So and as far as I'm concerned, my mom, she still kind of believes the vaccine. There's nothing I can do to talk her out of that. And there are people, even at my job where I'll make sure not to talk about, because when I might say something about vaccine injured, and I'll make sure not to say it in front of them because I don't know, they just might hate on me for
Yo,
saying that.
when I got the vaccine, I got the vaccine in this hood school, right, in DC, like, because the like, it's like the place, it's kind of like voting. They would have like where you go to, you had certain places where, depending on your address, you would go get the vaccine, right? And the place I had to go to get the vaccine was this little hood rec center. Yeah, it wasn't a school, it was a rec center. You know what I'm saying? And everybody from that neighborhood and the surrounding neighborhoods had to go to that place to get it. And when I was going to get it, man, it was so many niggas in there, like regular niggas, like not like hoity-toity niggas, regular niggas getting the vaccine, because you couldn't get on a plane, you couldn't go in a restaurant, you couldn't do shit without it. So it's like when I hear like all these black people now, like you could talk, you got 5,000 black people in the chat and nobody took the vaccine. I call bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Every black person I knew took the fucking vaccine, and I was in Chocolate City.
I don't know if it's a phenomena in your area or where the rest of y'all are at, but honestly, 9 times out of the 10, the only one you might see with the mask, I mean, you might see a Karen, a stomp down old liberal white lady, but it's black folks that I see that still rock the mask. I mean, even in the car by themselves, I'm saying, riding in the car with it. It's 2025 and they're still. So, I mean, they scared them, they scared them with that. It affects black and brown people and all that. I mean, people really believe that.
Plus
They were so vulnerable at the time.
Well, the people that were shitting on it were white people. And so if white people think it's bullshit,
good point.
sons are going to double and triple and quadruple down on how necessary it is.
That's true.
Even though it was Trump's, that was the fascinating thing, because Trump was all for the vaccine. Of course, I was against it, but I mean, people were like, they forget Trump was the one that got that thing, got it going.
One of my friend's dads, he just had a stroke randomly and died. Or I think it was a heart attack, actually. There's so many people that I know that have had strokes, heart attacks, and turbo cancer in the past year or two, and they all were back.
What kind of cancer?
Turbo cancer, where it's it just shows up stage 4, it's terminal, and then it just kills you in a few months.
Dang.
One of my coworkers, he's I think maybe 40, just found out he's got turbo cancer and he's gonna die, just out of the blue.
My nephew's got what's called long COVID because he had to take the vaccine. He was in his 4th year at Ohio State, and to finish it, he was in engineering. He had to take it, and now he's had nothing but problems. He's passed out twice. 26 years old.
Yeah, why do you think Bibi Netanyahu has a COVID vaccine syringe in a display case in his office? Who do you think came up with all that?
Yeah, they got us. Well, they didn't get me, but they got a lot. They got some loved ones, that's for sure.
Yeah, my mom had a heart attack after her booster. My aunt had blood clots all in her body. I had to cut her open.
Mine too. My mom's got a pacemaker, bro, just since all this.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I was going to say earlier, I think what you was talking about with those 80s shows, those positive influences, those were able to influence. I'm 51, so that was able to influence a whole generation, not just because, like I said, honestly, in the 80s, I never thought about thinking about race. We had black nerds in the 80s. My valedictorian, my salutatorian was my tutor, my math tutor was a black chick. I never thought of, you know what I mean? Like I said, there was no pressure.
Your math tutor was a black chick? Wow.
Yeah, bro. The Smoda, she got a full scholarship to Ohio State as a chemist. She works as a chemist now to this day. Brilliant.
That's crazy.
The language, I think that hip hop, somebody said that could have something to do with it, and just that whole, I sound like I'm on lean or whatever, because the white kids do it too. They slur, they don't got, they can't look you in the eye when they talk to you. They're just weirdos. All these little fuckers are weirdos.
Yeah, they are. Fucking weird as shit.
Social engineering is a very real thing, and people don't understand that it is real or how it works. And oftentimes they think, oh, that's something like that is something we do as a military operation on other countries. And the truth is that they do it on us. It's happening to us, not in some foreign whatever. It's happening here right now.
Television programming. When I was a kid, that's what it was called, television programming. And that's exactly what it was doing to a whole generation of people.
Yeah, when what they broadcast, right? The language is very fascinating to me, and the double meanings of words and the way things are framed. When you talk about television and radio, you say that you're broadcasting it. Well, what do you cast? Spells. You are broadly casting spells across people's consciousness collectively.
TV is amazing, man. It gives you the visualization. I think music is a worse spell, but TVs and movies are pretty good because of the visualization. All this stuff is horrible, but I would think music is probably worse than TV but then again, it depends on the person. It could be different people could respond to it differently, man. But yeah, the images you see on TV, that's why commercials are so effective. That's why they pay fucking millions of dollars just to put an ad in a certain show. You know what I mean? Because they know that 30 seconds will reach X amount of people and it will convince them to go buy that whatever product that is.
I mean, cigarettes used to be mainstream.
Oh yeah,
everybody was smoking cigarettes everywhere.
Newport
Pleasure.
Live with Pleasure. It was
It looked like a party.
All of the different cigarettes.
Alive with Pleasure. A cigarette company's slogan was alive with pleasure.
You got people looking good by a beach, wearing Nautica gear and all that kind of stuff, having fun and I mean, they just made it look like I smoke Newports till this day. I only smoke 6 a day, but they got me, bro.
Look, smoking cigarettes is not that mainstream anymore.
No, it's
not like it used
stuff,
to be.
bro.
Vapes have taken over.
Yeah, but even vapes, cigarettes were everywhere, bro. You were smoking inside. It was
in the car.
You
With
could smoke
your
on the
parents.
plane.
Marketing.
You could smoke on the plane back in the day.
Yeah.
Hey,
in the
think about
hospital.
that.
Yeah,
Even in the hospital, outside of
Yeah.
somebody's room.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. Cigarette smoke was everywhere.
And that's marketing for you.
Shout out to Last Outlaw, man. Cherry John, he said, don't Nell Carter. Yeah, give me a break. Yep, give me a break. Black woman living in a white family. Old ass mean black woman, not even mean, but she was sweet, but she was rough around the edges. Let's see this one.
Can I say one more thing?
What?
Did you know during the COVID stuff and Fauci was doing his thing and everybody was getting to know Fauci that Israel gave him $1 million?
Nah.
Yeah, they paid him $1 million and called it like a prize for being such a great guy.
Wow.
The Fauci's the one that told us we would get AIDS like when we were 13, 12, like back in 86, 87. They were saying we could get it if somebody sweated on you. I mean, they told us crazy stuff. I think he was in charge back then.
He was. I don't know if he was in charge, but he was definitely contributing back then.
Yeah. Fauci's a fucking weirdo, man.
Man, I like this headline though. In the story, innocent bystander and critical.
Yeah, man. This is how good. This is how they get down. Make sure y'all support the channel, guys. Support the channel, guys. We need you guys to support the channel. We need people to come on to the show. Let's see. Salute to my man Benedict, man. Benedict, he says to Ak and his nation from Benny. Shout out to Benedict, man.
Benedict from the Bronx.
Yeah, shout out to Christy, man. AKA Michael Babe Ruth Jordan, a GOAT. Salute to her, man.
Hats off.
Man, listen, man. We got a great show. I'm gonna give you some current shit. Then we're gonna go back into the
Developing tonight, a Kensington neighborhood shaken up after 2 drivers allegedly get into a shootout feet from homes. Philadelphia police now calling it a road rage incident and say one woman is in critical condition at the hospital. Our Jennifer Lee is live at Philadelphia Police headquarters. And Jen, that woman was just an innocent bystander?
Yes, that's what Philadelphia police are telling us. This 27-year-old woman was walking on the sidewalk when she says she was struck by a stray bullet. Now, we also know those 2 drivers involved in this road rage incident are also now in police custody.
I thought it was firecrackers. Here's always firecrackers.
Around 10 this morning, surveillance video captured the gunfire exchange between 2 drivers on East Indiana Avenue by McPherson Square in Kensington. Neighbors at first didn't realize it was the sound of gunshots.
But when I heard boom, 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 boom 3 times, I looked out the window. I didn't see anything. When I came downstairs, I saw this car here with bullet shots.
Because today it sounded way different, and it sounded like 2 people shooting at each other.
is what it sounded like.
Neighbors say police officers immediately arrived on scene, then PPD's shooting investigation group, the gray Nissan Altima behind the crime scene tape with a bullet strike to the passenger side window.
When I came down, I was checking what was going on. That's when I saw my car has the bullet still in there.
Ori Ocasio's minivan was also shot up, the back window now shattered, but the family feels a sense of relief since no one was in the car.
Can you imagine that? Yeah. And that's exactly what my grandkids says back there.
PPD says a woman suffering from a gunshot injury to the stomach was located on B Street and taken to Temple Hospital. And just over a mile away on West Tusculum Street, police secured a black Honda Civic with 2 bullet holes in the rear of the car.
The 2 guys were shooting at each other. Both of them are completely fine. And then now there's a woman in the hospital. We have families with kids, and thank God that none of them were outside at that moment.
Oh, and it's just scary because bullets have no names. Right now, I'm still nervous.
Right. What the fuck is that music?
Yeah, a lot of people shaken by this. PPD again telling us those 2 drivers involved in this road rage incident, they are in custody. We're told the driver who remained on the scene with the Nissan, he apparently does have a permit to carry. The shooting investigation group.
Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if it was gliders? Because you never see gliders do that. But to just get into this kind of incident, you don't.
How does that music? Was that you last?
I think it's the outlaw guy.
Yo, what the fuck, yo?
Oh, so he must be running through my. Hold on.
You gotta mute yourself, man.
I thought I was, bro.
Yeah, well, you wasn't.
Were you playing a guitar or something, dude?
Yeah, I was just strumming, but my interface ain't working.
Yeah, this motherfucker, what the fuck is this? Chappelle show?
Man, I thought Ak was listening to somebody else or something.
Yeah, same here. You got a new guy in the back, right?
Yo.
The Canadian.
But up first at 4 o'clock, the story KHOU 11 broke first on our morning newscast. A woman accused of gunning down a man at a Metro bus stop is now behind bars. 19-year-old Asia Law had been on the run since Tuesday.
This afternoon, court documents reveal she may be tied to a separate shooting just one day earlier. Stephen Goen, live outside the Harris County Jail with how investigators were able.
Yo, black women are on a heater right now with the violence. We already know they commit more murders than white men, but they are destroying white men in the murder department now. It ain't even close.
There was a in comparison to Hispanic men.
They under.
There was a sister that was live streaming earlier on YouTube, and YouTube just randomly will recommend whatever, and I clicked on it just to see what is she talking about? And I listened to it for like 5 minutes. And of course, she's talking about white people, just rambling about white people on YouTube Live. And she literally said, white people are committing, because everybody was shit talking her in the chat because she was shit talking white people nonstop. And she was just dropping random false facts that weren't real. And she literally said, I can't go in no white neighborhood. I can't be walking around no white neighborhood at 3 a.m. They're going to kill my ass. I'd be beaten if I be going to a white neighborhood. White people, they can go walk around any black neighborhood. Ain't shit going to happen to them. They walk around 3 p.m., 3 a.m. What? How are you that delusional?
Out of touch. Yeah. It's a woman.
How?
And also,
it's a woman, but it's unbelievable.
Yeah, not even just a woman. It could be black people, they don't have empathy, right? So, if you don't have empathy, you know what I mean. You can't see the world, even if it's right in front of your face, even if it's blatant, even if you're all the young boys in your neighborhood, their starter crime is robbing white people, just like it was in my era. That was the starter crime. That was like how you cut your teeth in the criminal world. Go rob some white people. They still can't because she don't have empathy. She don't have empathy, and she can't see that. She can't see that what they're going through.
Yeah, I mean, people were challenging her in her chat, and she would just make up the most random bullshit. Like it just. I mean, I know it's real, and I know that's how it is, but it's just so strange that it's so pervasive, and there's no amount. Like Wicked has said, it's like just the facts don't. Nothing matters. You cannot move the needle. It doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
But up first at 4 o'clock, the story KHOU 11 broke first on our morning newscast. A woman accused of gunning down a man at a Metro bus stop is now behind bars. 19-year-old Asia Law had been on the run since Tuesday.
This afternoon, court documents reveal she may be tied to a separate shooting just one day earlier. Stephen Goen, live outside the Harris County Jail with how investigators were able to apparently connect the dots here. Stephen.
Yeah, Ron, on Tuesday, police had already told us that this bus stop shooting suspect may be connected to another case across town. Now she's been charged in both incidents. Investigators, they were able to track her down after she allegedly messaged an ex-girlfriend on social media, admitting she was the shooter. In court today, 19-year-old Asia Law talking out of turn.
Is she still in school? No, I'm not. Ma'am, place your back on the wall. I was not talking to you.
When just moments before, she was silent as a match.
Of course, the judge is a sister. It's always a sister.
It's always a sister.
Fuck.
It's kind of outputting, man. Honestly, it's outputting. It's outputting because we see it all of the time, and on top of seeing it all the time, we keep hearing how racist this society is, how there's no opportunity for the sisters.
And we know they're ilk too. We know that they're like not good. They're not good at judgment. Like when it comes to judgment, they're not good judges in regular life. You know, and just in life, they're not good judges.
Right. And we know that when they see, the more degenerate the son, man, the more they see their son in them for some reason.
That's true.
And
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's just the damnedest thing, right?
Yeah. That actually, you could not have said it any better than that. That's exactly what they see.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The straight judge read out the charges against her. Law now accused of aggravated assault and murder tied to 2 separate shootings in 2 days about 11 miles away.
This is a felony offense involving violence.
The first incident unfolded Monday around 12:45 p.m. at this McDonald's near Tidwell and Spalding. In court records, police say that Law asked for a cup of water but grew agitated when she had to wait. Investigators say,
Yo, think about what she throwing her life away over. That's why I said they don't make good judges, man. They don't make good judges. They don't have good judgment.
Near Tidwell and Spalding. In court records, police say that Law asked for a cup of water but grew agitated when she had to wait. Investigators say she then threw the water and told the cashier, quote, "I'm going to spare your life today. You're lucky you're at work." After that incident, investigators say,
Think about that, man. It's a woman. Remember Thelma and Louise? Who remember that movie Thelma and Louise back in the early 90s?
Oh yeah.
2 white girls going around. You know, it's kind of like Bonnie and Clyde, but they was both women. That's the only example of shit like this. This is a movie. These sisters are wild, man. And here's the thing. This sister right here, she's like, how many sisters have killed somebody at a McDonald's this week? Just at a McDonald's. Fuck Taco Bell, just McDonald's.
McDonald's is safer than Popeyes nowadays.
Jesus.
Folded Monday around 12:45 p.m. at this McDonald's near Tidwell and Spalding. In court records, police say that Law asked for a cup of water but grew agitated when she had to wait. Investigators say she then threw the water and told the cashier, quote, "I'm going to spare your life today. You're lucky you're at work." After that incident, investigators say the McDonald's worker and their friend pulled out from this parking lot and saw someone who they knew at that nearby bus stop. When they stopped to talk to them, they saw the suspect sitting there as well. Then investigators say Law pulled out a gun.
The defendant ended up pointing a firearm and actually discharging that firearm at least 3 times towards the complainant and the complainant's vehicle.
Then on Tuesday, around 9:30 a.m., police responded to this shooting at a Metro bus stop near Antoine and Pinemont. Investigators say a man tried to board the bus, then started to assault the driver. That's when Law allegedly stepped in. Once she and the man got off the bus, police say she pulled a gun and shot him multiple times in the chest. Now, Law is being held on a $50,000 bond for Monday's incident. For that murder charge, she has not had a bond yet been set. She's expected back in court early next week. We're live at the Harris County Jail. Stephen Goen, KHOU 11 News.
All right, thank you so much, Stephen.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's pretty amazing how they all just overlap. A sister judge, a sister killing someone at a fast food restaurant. You know?
Yeah. Oh, here goes some white people.
Well, the issue here is about public safety. This whole civilian group came into Bensalem to a rather populated apartment complex. Police tell us about 1,000 people live here. And according to online videos we saw when the bust happened last night, people were driving home outside on the sidewalk, and police are concerned that someone could get hurt.
It's not safe for anybody anymore. It's a shame because you're lucky if you can step foot outside your own door anymore.
It was as Anne and her family were coming home last night, they saw police.
We saw all the cop cars.
She doesn't know 42-year-old Eric Rooney, but says she's learned why he was allegedly here.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. You know, stay out of Bensalem.
Police say Eric Rooney was there to meet a 13-year-old girl for sex. Police were called once Rooney arrived at this apartment complex. The call came from an online vigilante group that poses as children and engaged online with suspected predators.
Over 8 months, they had someone posing as a 13-year-old girl.
Bensalem Public Safety Director William McVeigh says the group called police once they met up with Rooney.
We took him into custody. Mr. Rooney then provided a full confession about his intentions to commit with the 13-year-old and also admitted that he obtained and also dispersed child pornography with kids as young as 8 years old.
While the outcome here was an arrest, McVeigh says there is a lot that can go wrong.
There's thousands of people that live there. They're not police officers trained to take people down. That's the most dangerous time for a police officer is the point of arrest.
McVeigh says in some cases, civilians can be injured as well as bystanders and police, why he's urging folks not to take matters into their own hands.
In all these cases, I think these people are sick and they have multiple people they're contacting. And we would ask anyone who's dealt with Mr. Rooney, you'll see his picture, contact 911, contact Bensalem detectives. I believe there could be more potential victims out there.
Now, Rooney is being held in the Bucks County Prison. We checked, there was no attorney listed for him. Now, McVeigh says, again, he understands what's behind the motivation for these groups, but he'd rather that they call police before they make contact with these suspected predators. Reporting live in Bensalem, Deanna Durante, NBC.
Okay. I want to show you this story right here. This is, hold on, do we have anybody new coming up? Okay, no, this story right here. Just to show you the like a glimpse of what's going on out here, man.
Three gunmen stumbled out of a silver Ford Taurus and opened fire on the 500 block of Gridley Avenue.
Why nigga don't be up KDY? You niggas hot as shit. On my brother. You niggas hot as shit. You niggas is hot as shit. Every time a nigga come up here, you niggas calling the police on that nigga. You niggas hot as shit. All this, I'm trying to change the community.
33, drop squad, is on G. Yeah. Rest in peace, bleed. Rest in peace, dead. Motherfucker.
Today at 4 with arrests in a shooting that shocked the district over Labor Day weekend.
6 people were shot and 3 killed in a drive-by on Longfellow Street Northwest.
No place for those that commit violence in our communities. I also said MPD would get accountability for those that commit violent actions. On that night, I said what I meant and I meant what I said.
This month officially closes the chapter in one of DC's most active and dangerous street wars. A deadly feud between two neighborhoods and two notorious crews. A beef so intense, it spilled from the streets into rap beats, creating diss tracks and viral moments, but leaving a trail of bodies and indictments behind. The sad part about this fam is that nearly everyone tied to this conflict is either dead or facing decade-long prison sentences. And not even a week ago from me doing this video, the remaining perpetrators finally heard their fate after taking their chances at trial. Now, I know we're going to miss a lot, but according to public records, this beef had caused one of the most violent Labor Day weekends in DC.
So this dude, he gives all the information that's public record that the police have, the prosecutors had, and all that stuff. He doesn't give his opinion on video stuff. He just gives public record. He sounds like he's from DC, but he do videos from all over the country. But he sounds like he's from DC, and he just watch what the police have on these guys.
Retaliation, broad daylight. A shooting that was captured on camera that left 6 people shot and 3 people dead in the span of 30 seconds. Let's just say that was a brutal response in a long-running neighborhood war, indiscriminately firing at anything moving. The suspect ignited chaos that would set off a chain of reaction of investigations, surveillance footage, GPS tracking, and social media slip-ups. Now, for the outsiders looking in, it was a dark and dangerous time to be in DC. But let's be real, for some, it was marked a wild era in DC that some would say had its best underground drill music in years. Sadly, like so many talented local artists, the jail cell caught them before a record label could. In this video, we break down the neighborhoods, the alliance, the betrayal, the diss songs, and the final murders that ultimately led to the fall of 2 of DC's most talked about crews. We'll also speak on those involved and their sentence. And if you're not new to this channel,
But you know what though,
stick strictly to public.
I think this is a great opportunity for us as a society to capitalize on this shit here. And them deleting each other is not a bad thing, right? We might as well televise it, put them in an arena. I'd watch these like intro rap songs, them dissing, and then watch them delete each other. I would pay to see that, Chief. I'm not gonna lie to you.
With real bullets.
Yeah, give them access. You know, like the Hunger Games. We're wasting resources on this crime.
Remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. As mentioned today, we visited 2 neighborhoods in Washington, D.C. The first neighborhood is KDY, located in Northwest D.C. The neighborhood also go by the Navy SEAL 6. Now, KDY got a couple rappers.
Now, all these neighborhoods are residential, ain't no projects. Ain't even really a whole lot of apartment buildings in these neighborhoods.
No, are they gliders?
Row houses. No, it's sons, but it's these houses. These were working class neighborhoods in the fucking 60s and 70s, you know what I'm saying? In the 80s. You know what I mean? These ain't like tenements and shit. Motherfuckers stacked on top. You know how niggas say, well, we kill each other because we stacked on top of each other.
Oh, yeah.
Both these neighborhoods are row houses for miles, like crisscross streets of row houses for miles in each direction. Been in the families, house been in the families for probably 80 years.
Man,
Fellow Street in Northwest.
These sons could live miles away from the next neighbor and still delete each other.
Look how they got this shit on camera, the murder. Look, these motherfuckers are like like you said on TV. Look, they are on like, look at this evidence. You got to go to court. Murdered 3 people. They just murdered 3 people and shot 6 people. Look how close the police were. Look how close the police were. I mean, like, yo, this is what's going on in the black community every day. The police are in the community because this is a very, this is a very hot area. So police police heard the shooting, came like what? What was the response time? What, 30 seconds or less, right? Maybe less. Hold on, let me count. Let me see the response time.
At around 7:33 p.m., an officer with the Metropolitan Police Department, Street Northwest, Fellow Street in Northwest.
Hold on, let me see the response time. Let me look at the clock on here. From the 503. That's when the first bullet was at 502. The last bullet was at 517.
So like 15 seconds. What was it, like 15, right?
Felice got there in 20 seconds from the first bullet and 5 seconds from the last bullet.
I mean, you can't beat that.
What about the glider? The glider that was walking that was oblivious to all of it.
I'm telling you, man.
He didn't even see the hitters right behind him.
Man. You see Ryan's doing this crawling shit, you better fucking get ready.
Think about this. When these cops show up to this scene, they're going to see 6 people shot and 3 people dead on the scene. And you got to see that shit every day, all day in the Black community and hear about, like, you the problem and shit. Right. Shit is crazy, though. Like, these people protest against you.
Members of the DC and Fire Medical Service responded to the scene and transported the victims to the local hospital. While en route to the hospital, 3 of the victims died from their injuries. The bodies of the 3 descendants were identified, with one being a young mom, 31 years old, who went by the name of Donetta Dyson. May she rest in peace and love and condolences to her family. She was also rumored to be the aunt of Migo Lee, the rapper we briefly just talked about, from that area. Another victim was identified as Keenan Braxton, aka Dushy. Migo Lee ended up writing a song dedicated to him. They was real close. This song got under a little 400,000 views and counting.
Brother, I miss you. Think about Dushy, I get in my feelings. I think about Dushy and niggas start tripping. Think about Dushy, my brother, I spent.
The third victim was identified as Johnny Joyner, 37 years old. Once again, may they all 3 rest in peace and love and condolences to their families.
With breaking news.
Well, the flashing lights, the police tape, homicide detectives, all of it an all too familiar scene. Gun violence in the district has claimed 3 more lives tonight. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Corey Smith. Let's take you right to the scene of tonight's mass shooting. It happened on Longfellow Street in Northwest. That's where News 4's Darcy Spencer is live for us. Darcy, police once again investigating a homicide and once again asking the public for help.
That's right, Corey. We are here on Longfellow Street, where the chief of police had a press conference a short time ago confirming that 3 people were shot and killed here tonight. Right around 7:30 this evening, 3 people were shot and wounded, and they're recovering at area hospitals. When I show you the scene here, if you look down the sidewalk, that's where you see the bulk of the police activity right at 7th and Longfellow. You can see there are shell casings there on the sidewalk, and police are looking around and putting down evidence markers. Let's go ahead and show you a photo that police put out a short time ago. It is a vehicle of interest that they're looking for. It's a dark colored Honda Accord, they say, was involved in the shooting, and it was captured on a nearby camera. Now, police say,
I mean, it's cameras everywhere. These dudes are still like drilling. They don't care. Like, that's the scary part to me. Like, in the 80s, fine. Like, you know, you could, you know what I mean? Like, it take like a snitch to get you caught or something like that. These dudes are literally like being trailed by cameras. Like, the cameras are like following them around the city and shit. And they're still doing drills.
the suspects got out of the car and fired into a group of people who who were gathered on Longfellow Street. They confirm more than one person fired shots, and a gun was recovered here on scene tonight. Now, we could see that police used their flashlights looking for evidence in the dark tonight. Police say they don't know the motive for this shooting and that the 3 people who were wounded are expected to survive. The 3 victims who died are described as young adults. We don't know their exact ages. Police are still making those family notifications. Now, let's hear some from what Chief Conte had to say earlier tonight.
It's very frustrating, and we've been talking about gun violence for a long time. We know that this issue is not unique to Washington, D.C., but I think it speaks to the overall sickness that we're seeing in our community, and that sickness being gun violence.
Good night. Nice meeting you.
The chief says that they're also offering a $75,000 reward for information and help solving this.
As you can imagine, this shook up the DC community, especially the neighborhood of KDY. Nonetheless, authorities will start their investigation. And according to the perpetrators' recent indictments, they had cameras to go by, witnesses, and even somebody from their own hood turned in the surveillance footage that you guys just saw to police before they even knew about it, all to try to get a deal on another case. First thing first, police would try to locate the car that was shown to you on the news clip, the Honda Accord. Apparently it was a rental. While trying to look for surveillance, they came across the surveillance of the shooting. I mean, it's 2025 and everybody got a Ring doorbell to say the least. After the shooting, the suspects ran back towards the suspect vehicle, which was still waiting in the 5600 block of Center Street. Apparently 3 suspects got out and 1 perpetrator was allegedly in the vehicle waiting for the suspects to return. As far as suspect 1, he was wearing a face covering, a black jacket hood up with the white logo on the left chest, the black pants with tears on both knees and white dots on the left thigh. Not to mention he had black and white sneakers. They also spotted suspect 1 with what it appears to be a Draco. We'll later identify suspect 1. But far as suspect 2, he was wearing a black hoodie, light colored pants with a large rectangular tag hanging from the rear right pocket and black and white sneakers. And for those who don't know, a lot of people who wear purple jeans for some reason leave their tag on there that say purple, which is...
What's your thoughts, guys?
This is just like goofy high school girl shit with guns.
Exactly.
It's just so childish and pointless, and yet we gotta sit and listen to these are the people that, you know, determine the direction society takes on any issue.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate that
hanging from the rear
that we have to live amongst them. If they want to delete each other, I think they should. But the fact that we gotta live amongst them, kids gotta walk around them and catch strays, that's crazy to me.
Will you say we could force them into the Hunger Games situation?
Yeah, I think that's the best scenario, man.
Yeah, sentence them to that. Yeah.
People will pay for that pay-per-view, right? And we could put that money into like kittens or some shit, or stray dogs, or books for kids in school or something, you know?
Yeah.
Right pocket and black and white sneakers. And for those who don't know, a lot of people who wear purple jeans for some reason leave their tag on there that say purple, which is crazy to know that the suspect 2 decided to do that while on a drill. And like suspect 1, we'll later identify suspect 2. Now suspect 3, he was wearing a dark face cover, black hoodie, and a dark colored pants and black shoes. Now, a witness who was identified as witness 1 was interviewed on the scene. A witness 1 stated that after it heard the gunshots, it observed the suspect vehicle, which was described as being a newer and clean 4-door black Honda Accord. Witness 1 also stated that the suspect vehicle had Virginia license plate, and at that point, authorities had a statement on a description of the vehicle. And that's how the local news had a description of the suspect vehicle. In the days following the shooting, the MPD received several phone calls pertaining to black Honda Accord lookout. There was no information or evidence that directly linked any of these vehicles to being the suspect vehicle, which was discovered the next day engulfed in flames. Also, during the investigation into the shooting, law enforcement learned that the victims were with others in the 600 block of Longfellow Street Northwest at the time of the shooting. At this time, it's unknown if the group of people were gathered because it was Descendant 3's birthday, Johnny Joyner, later confirming that Johnny lost his life on his birthday. May he rest in peace once again. Individuals affiliated with the KDY crew spent time in and around the area where the shooting occurred. In fact, the MPD intelligence branch had recently validated Descendant 2 and 3 and 2 of the surviving victims as being affiliated with KDY. Apparently, law enforcement also monitored the social media accounts of individuals associated with the rival crew that are quote-unquote beefing with KDY. In doing so, law enforcement had observed that various crew members of Ridge Park, CRT, Critton Street, and also Uno Mafia / Market Boys, which is from the area of Missouri Market, appeared to associate with each other. Detectives also learned that around 1 hour before the homicide, that there was a shooting at Ridge Park, KDY enemy territory, in which
look at how they can trace all this shit back with cameras and just all the information they got on these guys. It's almost like, why would you even do this stuff? But they do. They can't stop it because they have to do this. They have to kill. They have to commit violence. They have to do this stuff.
And then too, I don't know DC too well, but like, to me, that neighborhood it doesn't even look that bad. It looks like a decent.
I grew up in this neighborhood. This is
it looks nice.
This is a working class neighborhood. I grew up in the only apartment complex basically in this neighborhood, and when I was growing up, going to the local elementary school and the local junior high school, it was hood. It was hood, man. It was hood back then. It just looks nice. That's why I tell you, like, DC is so subtle, because it's like, it's not like Philly where you can feel it. You know what I'm saying? You can
feel it. Yep.
You know, Baltimore, you can feel it.
Yep.
DC, if nobody's outside around this neighborhood, you would think this was Mayberry. And they've been fucking like this for 50 years around it.
One person was shot in the arm, and based on video surveillance footage, it was determined that the suspects arrived in a dark color SUV and fired as they drove by, where the Ridge Park crew was hanging at on the 800 block of Oglethorpe Street Northeast. Video footage from the area captured numerous individuals.
There's a state-of-the-art rec center. I'm talking about, when I say state-of-the-art, I'm talking about right here. Like, if you just, like, where this red car is in that direction, is a field, baseball field. I mean, everything, all the amenities. Like, they have one of the, like, that rec center is like, yeah, like, they don't have that type of shit in white neighborhoods.
Or in the country.
Video footage from the area captured numerous individuals socializing in front of 823 Oglethorpe Street Northeast before the shoot. The video did not continuously record. Officer 1, who was assigned to the MPD intelligence branch and monitor subjects associated various crews in the 4th District, recognized one of the individuals to be Kamar Queen, also known to affiliate himself as Drop Squad, a part of the Ridge Park crew, also an inspiring rapper. Slotty P.
It's war now. Yeah, we spent they band twice. Go check the score now. Yeah.
Slotty P, aka Queen, has a close relationship with family who resides at the location based on the video. Queen was last seen in front of 823 Oglethorpe Street Northeast, less than 10 minutes before the Oglethorpe shoot. At the time, Queen was wearing a gray
sweatshirt. They got him on camera 10 minutes before the shoot, wearing the same thing as somebody in the shoot. These cameras wicked everywhere.
A white undershirt, light colored pants with a large rectangular tag hanging from the rear right pocket. Remember, we just talked about it? Purple label. Officer 1 said he acknowledged Queen from monitoring social medias related to crews operating in the 4th District. He also identified Queen's Instagram account, Slotty P1. And looking at his account, 3 weeks after the shooting, it seemed me act like he was in California. Posted some bags and some cash and wrote MVP of the North, RMG, Drop Squad. Looking back, I'm assuming he thought that.
So he trying to make it seem like he'd been in California by posting fucking, you know what I'm saying, TikToks or Instagram posts saying, "Hey, I'm in California," so he could use it as an alibi. Like, "Hey, I wasn't in California."
Some bags and some cash and wrote MVP of the North, RMG, Drop Squad. Looking back, I'm assuming he thought that'd throw off the police. Police also note that the pants worn by Queen appear to be the same style pants worn by Suspect 2 at the shooting of KDY just an hour later. On September 6, 2021, at around 12:42 a.m., firefighters responded to the rear of 4540 Edge Street Northeast for a vehicle fire. When firefighters arrived, they found a vehicle engulfed in flames. Officers noted that the burned vehicle was a Honda sedan with Virginia license plate.
I
The
feel like
vehicle
we're
was completely
watching
destroyed
Negro the
by the
Negro
fire.
Land.
But these niggas went on the other side of town. This is way on the other side of town, and burned the car up.
You heard me, though? What? I feel like we're watching Negros in Negro Land.
Yeah. But it's just the reason I wanted to show this is because the evidence they have on it. You know what I'm saying? When niggas go to court, these cases should be slam dunks. You know what I mean?
Not in Ken Fox County, my guy.
I know. I heard you. It's not not here either. Not in DC either.
Throughout
it's like the amount of evidence you have to have a conviction is insane.
It's unreasonable. Let's be honest.
They have the whole hunt on video.
Yeah, you gotta basically literally have 99. Back in the day when they used to convict dudes, it would be a witness said they saw you there.
Yeah.
They might have some other piece of evidence.
Now
they got 1,000 times more evidence.
An outright confession might not be enough, because it might not be, because nowadays what they do is they'll question the pigs. They'll question if the confession was valid.
Yeah.
If it was given under duress, first threat, X, Y, and Z, and it's just, we're not safe, man. I don't think people understand how unsafe we are.
Right.
And nothing more than the frame of the vehicle was left. There was a suspected bullet hole in the trunk. Additionally, a partially burned gasoline can was found nearby in the trash can. The next day, on September 7, 2021, detectives went to the rental car company in Falls Church, Virginia, to investigate the rental of the suspect vehicle. When they entered the office, Subject 1 was there. Subject 1 asked detectives as they was
when the police went to track down where the car was rented from. They went to the rental, the car rental place, and the suspect was there.
Wow.
When they went to the place.
That's hilarious.
Nearby in the trash can. The next day, on September 7, 2021, detectives went to the rental car company in Falls Church, Virginia, to investigate the rental of the suspect vehicle. When they entered the office, Subject 1 was there. Subject 1 asked detectives as they was there because of the stolen vehicle. Subject 1 said it was there to get the license plate number to the vehicle in order to report it stolen. Subject 1 described the vehicle as being a black Honda Accord, which it said was stolen in Washington, D.C. Subject 1 was interviewed by detectives in more details outside the business. Subject 1 told detectives it rented the black Honda Accord because its vehicle was having problems and had to go for repairs. Subject 1 said the particular rental company had the lowest rental prices. He also mentioned that it needed a reliable vehicle to travel back and forth to other places, including Philadelphia, PA. Detectives asked Subject 1 about the circumstances surrounding the theft of the vehicle. According to Subject 1, it parked the vehicle around 7:30 on Silgo Mill Road in Northeast on Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. Subject 1 said it returned to Silgo Mill Road Northeast on Sunday, September 4th, 2021 at around 11 a.m. and noticed the vehicle was not there. When asked why did he park the vehicle there, he said because that's the area that his mother lived at. He also mentioned that he called 911 on September 4th at 11 a.m. to report it stolen. Now, during the course of this investigation, detectives also interviewed Witness 3, which was an employee at the rental car company. Witness 3 mentioned that the car didn't have tinted windows before it was rented. He also said that
So they rented the car and then put tints on it. According to the guy at the fucking rental place. When he rented them the car, it didn't have tints, but in the surveillance footage, the car had tints. They put tints on the
camouflage on before they went hunting.
They rented a car in Virginia, took it to DC, got it tinted out, did a triple homicide in it, took it to another neighborhood, set it on fire, and then went back to the rental car place. And I guess to make sure all it was reported stolen and all the paperwork, or just to say hey, look, The car I rented, it been stolen, and da 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 da. And then while they're there, the police show up to do their investigation. Yo, and they asked the guy, "Hey man, the car, the black Honda, it had tinted windows." He's like, "Nah, it ain't tinted windows. We rented it." They got everything. Like, these dudes are like literally like they're open book, man, nowadays. It's almost like it should be easier to get convictions now. It's not.
But is this getting to them on the street? Does like do the YNs on the street, the average?
Those cameras everywhere. Oh yeah.
No, but I'm saying, do they have this knowledge that the courts are going to let them? Because if you talk to some people, we're going to get the book thrown at us and all that, but we all know, they get the easy sentences, or the mammy judge comes in to save the day.
Yeah, these some words know.
They know it, huh? Wicked, yeah.
They know shit sweet.
Right.
Yeah, they know shit sweet, but at the same time, they know a lot of guys that's up the river. Too.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they deep in the streets, but yeah, they know that like you can get away with a lot of shit before you finally get your head smacked.
Subject 1 had came to the rental car company on September 7th, saying that the rental car had been stolen. Subject 1 had told Witness 3 that it needed a tag number of the rental vehicle in order to file a police report. He said Subject 1 had the only 2 keys to the rental vehicle, and based on records provided by Witness 3, Subject 1 had begun a rental agreement with the company on August 18, 2021. The contract was set to end on September 8, 2021. They said Subject 1 had used 4 different vehicles, with the 4th being the suspect vehicle. According to Witness 3, Subject 1 had gotten the suspect vehicle on August 26, 2021. Witness 3 did not know why Subject 1 had switched vehicles several times. But this what the perpetrators didn't know, is that the suspect vehicle was outfitted by the rental car company with GPS tracking device. Data from the GPS tracking device provided the vehicle's whereabouts every 25 hours. The car rental company had provided that to the police. On September 2nd, 2021 at 10:15, the suspect vehicle was in the area of 138 Waltman Place Northeast. On September 3rd, 2021 at 11:15 p.m., the suspect vehicle was in the area of 5815 13th Street Northwest. On September 5th, 2021 at 12:16 a.m., the suspect vehicle was in the area of 413 Galloway Street Northeast. But then detectives had interviewed Witness 4, a service director at a local Honda dealership. Witness 4 said that Honda began putting chips in their car keys around 2001. As a result, for the newer model Honda vehicles, if the engine is punched, the vehicle will stall without the key. Witness 4 said the only way it knew of to steal the newer model Honda vehicles was by tow truck or with the computer that reprogrammed.
So basically, that car couldn't have been stolen.
No modern car can be. I don't even know why they steal cars anymore. I mean, they can.
No, I'm saying they reported the car stolen after they did the drill. They set the car on fire and reported it stolen. But the Honda guy told them that, look, because of the chip in the key, you can't steal this car unless you tow it.
Dummies.
And chip keys. On Sunday, September 5th, at around 2:59 p.m., Subject 1 called 911 and said it had been calling for a couple of days to report his vehicle being stolen. On September 7th, Tuesday, at 12:42 p.m., Subject 1 told the car taker it had been trying to report his vehicle stolen since Saturday. Now, detectives obtained a search warrant for information and call details records for Target 1 number. Subject 1 was the subscriber for a telephone number. The account was active July 28, 2021, and like he said, it was terminated, according to authorities, September 10, 2021. In reviewing the call detail records, the following observations were made during the time between the shooting and when Subject 1 first tried to report the black Honda Accord stolen. At 7:56 p.m., Subject 1 received an incoming communication from target number 2. It appears that this call was routed to voicemail. At 8:09 p.m. and 8:15 p.m., Subject 1 had 3 incoming communications from target number 2. These calls do not have appeared to be connected. At 8:19.
Yeah, but you guys get it, right? They like got the whole fucking thing. Like, they got everything.
Yeah.
Like,
and And keep in mind that this is occurring in the capital of the free world. Think
I'm
about
telling
that.
you, man.
How close is that to the Capitol? Like, how close is that to the White
It's not
House?
close to the
DC, right?
Capitol. Yeah, it's in DC, but it's not close to the Capitol. Oh, yeah, I want to show you the time
Time
they got.
between the
And
shootings.
how much
Oh, it's
time
not
it is.
near the White House?
Nah. This ain't near the White House.
How far of a drive is
The
it?
person one arrival.
This is like almost very. This is very far from the White House. Like this is like way uptown, way up northwest. This is like, there's really no really landmark that you would know around here that would make sense to you. But yeah, it's nowhere near the White House. There's no hoods near the White House. The White House is like in an area where it's surrounded by like monuments and like Smithsonian and shit like that, and like downtown DC. It's like it ain't bordered by no residential area.
Oh, so it's not ghetto around the White House, around that area.
Hell no. The White House is bordered is down by the monuments. You got the Jefferson Memorial. You got
Yeah,
the
but outside of those monuments, right? Like there's like a fence. On the other side of the fence, it's not ghetto.
Nah, it's just fucking.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. It's ghetto because the people, the vagabonds and the riffraff that hang out down there, but it's no residential area. It's just maybe it's shops and shit like that, but it's not like they live there. It's like they go there and mill around. Yeah, exactly.
You know what, man? I need to go, man. I'm gonna go before the year ends. Check it out.
Good luck. Yeah, DC's nice though. DC's nice. I mean, that down there though, it's like DC should be nice. You know what I mean? Like, it's and these niggas right here, they looking for each other. They not like looking for you and shit. But like,
Maybe Ock could give us all safe guided tours, and that.
No.
Hack Nation tours.
I can't
tours, man. Yeah, safe. Offer that safe. You know what I mean? I could keep you out of.
I can't guarantee your safety, right? I'll tell you that right now. I cannot guarantee your safety. But I want to show you how much time these dudes got for this shit. Hold on.
The Galloway Street Northeast, around 45 minutes after the shooting. I'm with the Glock. Now I want to stop it here. So we all clear. It was allegedly 4 people on that drill, and 2 people. He was arrested. He was the second to get arrested by that point. And by December, authorities had 6 people arrested for the shooting on Labor Day weekend up KDY. Now, all 6 will have no bond. We'll later talk about them later in the video, because they wouldn't have trial until 2025, 4 years later. And while some of the Reg Park crew was sitting down, the feds would come pick up Migo Lee and some members from KDY before any more retaliation come. Seeing they was under the radar because of their neighborhood beef, got caught on some serious charges, like firearms and narcotics. And in January of 2025, Khalil Ahmed Brown, aka Migo Lee, 23 years old, received a 14-year sentence after pleading guilty to drug conspiracy charges, weapon possession, and assault with a dangerous weapon. According to
he wasn't even a shooter. He was just the leader of the rival gang that got shot up.
to his indictment, he was a leader of the Kennedy Street Crew, as we mentioned, known as KDY. Prosecutor described as one of the district's largest, oldest, and most violent street crews. Migo Lee, who gained notoriety through his rap music, taunting rival gang members, admitted to participating in a conspiracy to distribute marijuana, fentanyl, and oxycodone. He also pled guilty to a November 2022 shooting near Jackson Reed High School. The Department of Justice say that Migo Lee music videos glorify violence, referring to himself by the tagline used among KDY crew members, young and violent, and or characterizing himself as part of the SEAL Team 6 or ST6, evoking materialistic tactics to eliminate the opposition. They also say he's notorious for producing diss music, taunting rival crew members, including those who have been murdered. They mentioned a song called Broke Dead Ops. He mocked the death of a rival crew member who had been shot and killed in 2019.
Don't spin by that store. When they drink, get the rolling, niggas get on the floor. Niggas keep this going, end up like 4. We the ST6, we ride with them.
Migo Lee got his diploma incarcerated, and he spoke while incarcerated. That probably helped with his sentence. Federal prosecutors wanted 18 years, describing Migo Lee as the leading public face of KDY, a crew that operated drug markets along 11 blocks that stretched from Kennedy Street and surrounding areas, leading to a widespread of violence in the neighborhood. And that was it for that era, KDY. And when it came to Ridge Park and Slotty P, alongside his co-defendants, well, on the first week of July of 2025, Slotty P and his co-defendants was found guilty. Slotty P and DeBose,
these the shooters.
They lost at trial and was found guilty on majority of their counts, looking up to 25 to life in prison. Johnson Lee, he was found guilty of tampering with evidence and being an accessory after the fact to the assault with intent to kill while armed. Resonate was found guilty of tampering with physical evidence and being an accessory after the fact to first-degree murder while armed. And just like that, another chapter in DC street history comes to a close. What started back as back and forth between two neighborhoods turned into war that took lives, ruined futures, and made headlines. It's a harsh reminder that street beef might get you clout for the moment, but it rarely leaves you with a happy ending. As we head out of here, every person that lost their life in this story, we do want to say once again.
And this goes on like all day long. Like this ain't like a unique event. This is two neighborhoods. Say there's 100 neighborhoods in DC, right? 100 neighborhoods, right? This just a beef between two of them. And they all beefing with each other simultaneously. All of them beefing with another neighborhood, or beefing with two other neighborhoods, or three neighborhoods. Like, this ain't no unique event. This is like literally like going on all the time. It's just bizarre, man, when you think about that shit. Like, and then the cops gotta investigate every case like that. They gotta go and interview all these fucking used car salesmen, rent-a-car places. They gotta pull all these cameras, flock cameras. They gotta pull doorbell cameras, surveillance cameras from stores. They gotta interview all these people. They gotta look at all these social media accounts from these guys telling on themselves. For all these beefs going on all across the fucking city. You know how many man hours that is? So much fucking
money.
Yeah, to go to court and the motherfucker beat it and shit. You know
There's a
what I'm
whole
saying?
industry being built on this. Think of all the jobs that, you know what I mean? The prosecutors, assistant prosecutors, the clerks. I mean, it's a whole industry.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. You go to or the judge give the motherfucker a light sentence, and like, you know, they did it. Like, when these dudes beat these cases, it ain't that they beat it. Like, you nowadays, you know who did it. It ain't no you could have you did it. It's just whether you could find a technicality or something the cop did wrong or something the prosecutor did wrong. But nowadays, they know these niggas did that shit. They know 100% who did the shit. And it's the same outcome in the courtroom. It's no different. It's the same, you know what I'm saying, percentage of outcomes in the courtroom. It's like what is it all for? You know what I mean? It's just a big fucking waste. It's just like body cams. We got body cams and shit now. And yeah, that make police look better, and it make jackass, sons look worse. But at the end of the day, nothing's changed. Except for like perceptions.
Jeff Ford is a very cruel and inhuman man. He's like a perfect angel to me. He stands for evil. Jeff Ford was a very powerful human being. He was pretty much a pipsqueak. He is one of the rare human beings. He got the taste of the easy life. Obviously, he was a natural leader. He reminded me of a very good, charismatic Baptist preacher. He was very intelligent, sophisticated leader engaged in criminal activities. I never knew him to be a violent man. He was engaged in the attempt to perform terrorist activities against the United States for money. He'll always be the leader of the people. If ever there's a person going to hell, Jeff is one of them.
Chicago. It is a dynamic, diverse, passionate city. It is a city of writers, poets, and politicians, murderers, drug dealers, and thugs. As a city, it has presided over the best of times, and it has suffered through the worst. The mid to late 1960s were among the worst of times, and one of the reasons was the gangs. In the 60s, the biggest, baddest gang of all was the Blackstone Rangers. One of its organizers was a skinny kid from Aberdeen, Mississippi, an unlikely-looking leader by the name of Jeff Fort, known from his earliest days on the street as Angel. In the 20 years that would follow, Jeff Fort would move from gang leader to interstate drug dealer to an historic criminal conviction for conspiring to commit domestic terrorism on behalf of the government of Libya. Through it all, Jeff Fort would remain the enigmatic, charismatic leader of a closed society.
Jeff Fort, Angel of Fear, is a Channel 5 News documentary reported by Carol Marie.
This is the story of Jeff Fort, of what he was and what he's come to be. But it's also the story of a Chicago community called Woodlawn and what happened to that community when it tried to combat the street gangs that were literally tearing it apart. A lot of things have changed in 20 years, but to this day, there remains a passionate argument over whether things could have turned out differently. A fierce debate over whether Jeff Fort or Woodlawn could have been saved. Today, Jeff Fort is 41 years old. At this moment, he lives in a maximum security cell in the basement of Cook County Jail, where he awaits trial for the murder of a drug dealer. But Jeff Fort's criminal history begins when he was just a kid. By almost all accounts, a strangely charismatic kid. He wasn't big, he wasn't educated. Never having gone beyond the 4th grade, he was, and to this day is, a functional illiterate. But Jeff Fort could do something his associates could not. Not only could he lead, he could endure. But in the beginning, he was just one of a number of leaders of a number of street gangs engaged in a war over turf. Jeff Fort's turf was Blackstone Avenue and 65th Street, where he grew up. Jeff Fort's gang called themselves the Blackstone Rangers.
When I first encountered them, they were a group of very young kids, maybe 16, 17 years old, the leadership. They were involved in violence with the disciples.
The East Side Disciples and the Blackstone Rangers were the principal combatants. It was an insane time.
Absolutely insane time.
Father Tracy O'Sullivan was a newly ordained parish priest in the 60s.
It was a very violent situation. I mean, shooting, stabbings going on continually in that community.
Charles LaPaglia was a social worker at the First Presbyterian Church in Woodlawn.
A guy would get shot and somebody would say, well, he's an East Side disciple. And if you ask the disciples who did it, they might say it was so-and-so who's a Blackstone Ranger.
Commander Edward Buckney of the Chicago Police Department was a captain at the time. Had you as a police officer ever seen anything like that before?
No, never.
Officer Richard Peck, back in the 60s, was assigned to the brand new Gang Intelligence Unit formed to stop what the gangs had started citywide, but especially in Woodlawn.
Racial change, economic change, cultural change, and whatever other change you want to mention, and it was happening very rapidly.
In the midst of that changing neighborhood, then, came the gangs.
They grew out of that turmoil.
How old were you when you first knew Jeff Fort?
I was 17.
And he was how old?
I was 16.
And the way you met was how?
Well, we used to fight each other.
Kenny Morrow was a high-ranking member of the Egyptian Cobras.
We fought against each other for 4 years.
You know,
But the Egyptian Cobras couldn't beat the Blackstone Rangers, and if you couldn't beat them, in order to survive, you had to join. Ultimately, 21 gangs would join under the umbrella of the Blackstone Rangers. There would be a ruling council called the Main 21 and a new gang name, Black Keystone Nation. Some said the P stood for power. That nation was 4,000 strong. There were some struggles over leadership, but in the end, Jeff Fort would emerge as the man in charge. Social worker Charles LaPaglia.
I guess the overwhelming impression I had of Jeff Fort was that he was
That boy Oxley.
Person, very insightful.
He moved his
Commander Edward Buckney.
Our impression of Jeff.
You know Jeff Fort, Wicked?
Yeah, Chief Malik, right? Black Mo.
I don't know. I know he's been in jail for a long time.
Yeah, but I was saying earlier, like, they're saying that Islam is growing fast in the States, and they're saying that a big part of it is because of some people. That some people are converting to Islam.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not just in jail, on the streets.
No, like they're saying that a lot of urban parts of the country are becoming Muslim.
Well, they don't really understand it at all. They're just doing it to spite white people.
That's all I was gonna say. That
exactly.
That's Islam. That's all Islam ever has been to blacks.
Do you think that, I was gonna say that, because you think that's the case too?
Yeah, it's the two options, right? Like it's two options. There's the white Jew Christianity, and then there's the people of color religion.
But
I mean,
but it's the Arabs.
Yeah, they don't know anything about the Arabs. You can poll 1,000 like black niggas that's like on the street. Maybe like one of them may have heard of the Arab slave trade. They don't know anything about that.
But I don't get the impression that sons like Arabs though, because you know when the sons think of Arabs, they think of like the gas station and how.
Yeah, but you think, Wicked. Look who's got the impasse. I see the Arabs in the stores and stuff. At least in Ohio and Columbia, man. Some of them got that pass, bro. They got the clothing stores. They be hip hopped up now, like this. The younger ones, yeah, they.
And you hear them say the son word to Sunman.
Yeah, it's wild. I even hear I
say it at the gas station,
bro. Where I'm at, it's weird because
I never heard that. Wow.
So it's wild out here, man.
Yeah, Wicked. I remember I used to maybe college. I used to play pickup basketball at a gym or whatever, and there was this. I guess his family they owned restaurants and stuff, and you know he acted like a nigga and stuff, but he said nigga all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. Look at this. This is your town, man.
In terms of the Arab merchants moving into the community, there's a strong insensitivity on the part of these merchants, in as much as they know little or nothing about the community, and they don't seem to be really concerned about the community and the situations that address the community.
If there is a store, he's a man trying to make a living. What difference does it make if he's an Arab or he's black?
1989, Chicago blacks versus Arab grocery store owners.
Good evening, I'm John Calloway, and welcome to Chicago Tonight. One of the awful truths of our lives is that poor people in big cities often pay relatively higher prices for food, housing, and services than better off people who could easily afford to pay those higher prices. It isn't enough to be poor. You get to get gouged on top of it. But those who demand the higher prices of the poor will tell you that they are not gouging them. They say they are passing along to them the higher costs of doing business in high crime, high insurance rate areas of the city. So it seems to be a no-win situation. And sometimes it spills over into inter-ethnic conflict, such as the historic tension between Jewish store owners and landlords who continued doing business in black ghetto areas long after most other whites had moved out in the early or mid-1960s. This month, a race relations periodical called the Chicago Reporter published a lead article entitled "Captive Grocery Market Pits Blacks Against Arabs." We felt that the article raised questions that deserve further public discussion and debate, and we will have that discussion and debate right after this background report from Chicago Tonight correspondent Royal Kennedy.
It's the Rock in the building. Your armpit, the black.
Everything from milk and eggs to liquor stores. This is an
Turn it around and let the boy play.
For anyone used to the spacious supermarket chain stores, this is an inconceivable way to shop. Customers in this tiny grocery and liquor store place their orders to a clerk behind a wall of bulletproof plexiglass.
But do you think there's a reason they have bulletproof plexiglass? You think they're doing that just for the fuck of it?
Yeah, like I said earlier, these reporters are dog shit. It doesn't matter what time of period it is. I don't Like, have you ever known anybody with a high IQ to pursue journalism? It seems like it's all fucking idiots. Like, all the people I know interested in writing and media type stuff are all retards.
Well, I can say that that's not true, but yeah, I was in college, for that, and I seen that's not true. But I think
It just seems like they don't understand the world at all.
The people that on TV, a lot of the people that are on TV, once they go through all of that in order to get on TV, like for instance, you can't tell the truth about black people, so you're gonna seem like an idiot. No matter what you think, you know what I mean? And then plus all these people in the college, so they're woke too. They're woke just because they, but yeah, listen. If she was to say, yeah, there's bulletproof glass here because there's a bunch of violent black people in the neighborhood, and these people need bulletproof glass to protect themselves from these violent criminal black people. How long are you gonna have a job?
Everything from milk and eggs to liquor and candy is behind glass and beyond the reach of customers until they have paid for it. Often customers say the food is spoiled, the stores are dirty, and the prices are higher than elsewhere in the city. The customers in most of these stores are low-income blacks. The store's owners often are Arab Americans. On the West Side, the hostility between the two groups has increased.
There's a strong insensitivity on the part of these merchants, in as much as they know little or nothing about the community, and they don't seem to be really concerned about the community and the situations that address the community. And we have a serious problem with that.
24th Ward Democratic Committeeman Jesse Miller has called for a 2-week boycott of the neighborhood's Arab-owned stores. Miller says the merchants make money from the community by providing inferior service and taking advantage of the neighborhood's problems.
Anytime you have an area that's depressed like this, certainly you don't need a lot of businesses coming into the area and then selling liquor being one of their main items of sale.
Despite Miller's call for a boycott, we found no evidence of it in his neighborhood. The Arab-owned stores here appear to be doing normal business, but not because the residents here like them.
Well, in the first place, all the grocery stores are filthy. And the attitude is unpleasant.
They don't treat the people with respect that they should be treated with.
I ain't got no other choice. Where am I going? The cover story in this month's Chicago Reporter confirms that many West Side residents have little choice in where to shop. It reports that Arab Americans have become the largest purveyors of food in black neighborhoods in the past 10 years, as many of the big supermarket chains have moved out, and that blacks on the West Side pay more for food. In a survey of 50 stores, including supermarket chains and groceries owned by several ethnic groups, West Siders paid $45.05 for the same bag of groceries bought on the North Side for $43.70 and on the South Side for $42.14. Nail Abdullah is one grocery store owner who resents the stereotype of Arab businessmen. Abdullah's store is clean. The merchandise is not behind glass. And he says he constantly asks his customers if they are satisfied with the prices. Abdullah says Miller's boycott has made a racial issue out of problems that should be settled on a store-by-store basis.
This bringing up naming people's nationalities, that's something I disagree with. I'm an American citizen. I've been here for 22 years, and I just don't like this subject of picking on people, saying all Puerto Ricans are so and so, all Arabs and so and so. He should take it. This should be taken in individual basis.
The controversy has a political angle as well. Jesse Miller's 24th Ward rival, Alderman William Henry, has come out against the boycott. But while our cameramen were shooting at one store, men who said they were inspectors from Henry's Council Committee on Licensing made a surprise visit to check for violations. Just a coincidence, they said. Can I ask you who asked you to come to the store today?
No one asked me to check it. It's my job.
But many in the neighborhood say the issue goes beyond politics or even complaints about certain stores to the economics of this community. And the question should not be, why are there so many Arab-owned businesses, but why aren't there more Black-owned businesses? For Chicago Tonight, I'm Royal Kennedy.
And now joining us are Jesse Miller, who is the Democratic committeeman of Chicago's 24th Ward. Mufid Halawa, who is president of the North American Arab Business Association, some of whose members are grocers. And Jennifer Robles, who is assistant editor of the monthly race relations publication, The Chicago Reporter, and she is the author of the Reporter's November lead article, Captive Grocery Market Pits Blacks Against Arabs. And Ms. Robles, I wonder if you could, I think many of us are surprised when we read that there are 1,000 or hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Arab or Arab American owned grocery stores in Chicago. And I think many people will be surprised to hear about the tension between these store owners and blacks. Tell us about, when we talk about Arabs or Arab Americans, where did they come, which nations, what part of the world of the Arab world did they come from?
A lot of the grocers on the west side that I spoke with and talked to at length came from Palestinian West Bank. Although they're in Chicago, there are concentrations of Jordanians, of other nationalities within the Arab American countries. But on the west side, they seem to be newer to the United States and primarily from the West Bank.
Any particular reason why they go into the grocery business as opposed to, say, gas stations or some other business?
I had two responses when I asked that question of people. One, they said that the market was there, and also they felt that they had some knowledge from previous occupations and jobs they had in the countries they came from. That this was not a foreign experience to run and operate a store.
And do these owners tend to have been there for several years, or could you say, well, this one's been there for a year, this one's been there for 22 years, like the man said?
In general, on the west side, some of them have been in the grocery business, for much shorter periods of time than grocers I spoke to on the south side of Chicago.
Although the Chicago Reporter has been tracing this story for, since 1981?
Right. We had a story in May of 1981. At that time, we went through the licensing of the city and found over 350 Arab-owned surnamed grocery stores in 1981. This time around, the estimates we got from the city were between 700 and 1,000.
And the man in our introductory piece who said he's been here for 22 years has only been a grocer, I'm told, for
12 years.
For 12 years in that particular case. Do the Arab or Arab American grocery store owners tend to live in these neighborhoods and participate in the life of these neighborhoods?
They don't actually have their families there. They don't live there.
Where are their families?
A lot of them that I spoke to are in the suburbs in Morton Grove and different parts of outside of the city limits.
Yeah, we don't want to take over your panel like we did last time.
Go ahead, take it on.
It always ends up getting really anti-Semitic. So
no, we don't want to carry the chat into the. We don't want to carry the chat into the show. So
we're waiting on Fish to close it out in style.
I was at the Jews school.
Yo, Wicked, that's what it's like. You gotta see the Sandman to get groceries in Chicago, or what?
If it's a black neighbor, you best.
Wicked's in the bag, by the way.
Oh,
no, yeah, you do. You definitely gotta see the black community. Yep.
Yeah, I don't grocery shop in Blackistan, dude.
The liquor store, you don't get a carton of eggs from the liquor store.
Hey, where's the glider from? The new glider. Where are you from?
Oh, if you're saying me, Wicked,
Yeah.
I live in back where I grew up in central Southwest Ohio, outside of Dayton.
Sounds pretty sunny, dude. Dayton?
Oh yeah. I just left Sunistan tonight at about 10 o'clock in Dayton, working down there on a project.
Did you go to a high school with some people?
Yeah. I went. There's a lot of some people, but I grew up about 25 miles outside of town, and like I said, these were good people, man. I married black, bro. I'm 27 years into a black woman, so I don't
you
have
married a sister.
Yeah,
Look
I got
at you.
kids. I can't turn back. You know what I mean? But I'm a musician, so I ain't got time for racism, all that. I don't like all that.
Are you the guy that the Canadian was arguing with recently? I think he was Chris. Have you been on the panel before?
Yeah, oh yeah, but a couple years ago when I had time, I've been
Oh,
doing
okay.
it.
No, Wicked. I don't think this is who you were talking about.
I'm
When
a-
he was
I'm a
like,
white guy.
when he was like worry about yourself. When that dude said worry about yourself.
Right. Hey, new guy, what do you think about what this glider just said? He's been married to a sister for 27 years.
Oh, well, I mean, why? Like, why?
Oh, we grew up together, bro. My old lady's
Yeah,
country.
it feels like it.
Playing a
That's
garden, eggs. Her grandma, they was mulattoes, man. I'm in the
Yeah.
mulatto capital of the world, bro. I got.
I hear you.
Beyonce's like a 9 around here, 8 around
Right.
here.
But did you hear what I said, new guy? Why? Because he felt like it.
Would you describe yourself as a white nationalist? Or a
no.
white separatist?
No.
Yeah. I think
So what are your thoughts on why are sons the way they are according to you?
Well, at first I
Right.
thought I kind of bought into Thomas Sowell's kind of point of view because I'm around a lot of trashy white people, bro. I am one. I'm half hillbilly.
But they're not. But they're not committing violence at the rate some people are.
Not
bro.
anymore. Not anymore. They're
Never.
thieves.
They never did.
No, they never
No,
were
they never
the same
did.
at all.
You could get killed. White people used to kill people, but they had to have a reason.
Yeah. Look. I hate to break it to you, but that's and I say this respectfully. That's horseshit. What you just said. Gliders have never killed at the rate some people. Some people used to kill at higher rates.
No. I'm just saying, bro. Trust me. In the hills where my mom's from, yeah, people get killed, but they got to do something stupid to deserve it.
Yeah. Look.
And then no one cares.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like a false equivalency, though. It's just a cop
Exactly.
out.
It's a false.
Yeah, I don't
equivalency.
believe in that anymore in soul. I'm blaming it on the music, the culture.
Oh no.
What do you think about? What do you think about?
Them on top of each other? Black people. I lived in South Carolina for 13 years. Black people should be in the country, man.
Oh my
they don't need to
goodness!
be in the
You know,
country.
All right,
you
Wick,
know they'll
Wick,
still
let
delete
me-
each other, right?
Wait,
They'll-
let me ask him a few things. Let me
Yeah.
say a few things. So, do you believe in racial IQ differences?
Yeah, because the Asian kids was always smarter than any of us. Yeah.
Let's not. No. Do you believe in racial IQ differences between blacks and whites? We don't need to talk about Asians.
He said yes, dude.
You mean foundational blacks or Africans?
I mean people
or like
of-
a Haitian or something.
I mean people of sub-Saharan African descent. It doesn't matter where they exist on the planet.
Yeah, put it this way, bro. My class president was black. My salutatorian, she was full ride to Ohio State. She's a chemist now and is also a professor. So yeah, I think foundational blacks. My old lady's pretty smart.
But I'm asking about like group averages, right? I'm not asking about any single person. I'm not asking about group differences.
I'd say in the inner cities of Ohio, dude, like, yeah, I would go with that theory, but it's only because of pressure, man, because people got that pressure to be a thug. Like when you're out in the country, like you just don't have that pressure.
Okay, so in other words, you believe that there's no genetic differences between black and white people other than whatever genetic reasons would explain why our skin color is different and like our facial features and that type of stuff.
Not for foundational.
What do you mean? So hold on.
A
You
real
think-
black dude, a brother, man. A
Okay,
dude
so-
that might have grew up in Georgia that knows how to do concrete and work better than you do, and he knows how to skin deer like I do, and how to live out and run a damn trot line out in the river. I got more in common with him than I do some soft lily white-handed white boy from the burbs. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm not.
Put it that way.
But those are like cultural differences. I'm asking about like genetic
Absolutely.
differences.
Genetically, possibly. I don't know. I mean, look at there's been a lot of smart black people, a lot of smart mulatto people over the years when they had a chance for education. Black people educated themselves pretty quick. But like I said, I'm half hillbilly, so half of my people still can't read.
So what do you think about all these inner city schools where they are graduating
trash
kids who
nowadays.
have no idea how to read?
Yeah, it's horrible. My daughter went to schools in South Carolina, and they literally would pass the black kids, and she's so light skinned that they didn't even know she's black. That's in
So in South Carolina, and so do you think there's big city pressure in South Carolina to be a thug?
Oh, it's out in the swamps, brother. That's what I had to learn coming from where I grew up. I had no idea what I was facing. I didn't know that, black dudes out in the sticks in South Carolina in the swamps hated the guy. It's fascinating that black men are now trained to hate someone just because of geography. It's just wild.
Have you ever considered that maybe there's just like natural group differences and some groups are just inherently more violent than others?
Yeah, but like I said, bro, I'm 51, so I just laid hands on. I'm like a fight last fall, one the spring before. I still lay hands on people because I come from a redneck culture, man. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, how long have you been listening to Ak?
Oh God, since he was in the car, Wicked.
So
way back in the Mayo days.
Nice, nice.
Brown Sugar. I used to get on there with, when Brown Sugar be on there.
So let me ask you this then. You've been around Ak. What do you think about Ak's argument that it's DNA?
The liberal in me still, man. The musician in me comes out, the dreamer, and I don't want to believe it. But you're probably right. You might be tapping on something. Nick Fuentes opened my eyes up, seeing him kind of open Candace up and slice up my little, my little crush. So
I think it's fair to at least consider it, right?
Be put in their place.
You know what I mean, Glider? It's at the very. It should be at least considered. It should be on the table. I think everyone here believes it already.
If you think it's some sort of like American pressure culture thing that's causing the problems here, like why is sub-Saharan Africa so degenerate and underdeveloped?
But even put it back to Wicked. Wicked, like, because I worked with a lot of Hondurans when I was in South Carolina and roofing and stuff, and Mexicans doing sub jobs.
Oh, you did roofing? Wow.
Yeah. So I learned, like, there was a lot of white people with that same, like, dudes that can't even read a tape measure, like, think my Honduran dude's stupid, but this dude can build you anything in his mind with no plans, and he can read a tape, and he can maybe speak 3 languages. How many?
I think all that's horseshit. I think everything you just said is bullshit.
I don't, Fish.
Like the reason sub-Saharan Africa, it's fine. You just keep pulling these outliers out. Sub-Saharan Africa is super violent and underdeveloped because of IQ, and it's genetic.
But look at the violence in Guadalajara. Look at the violence. But when Mexican people come here, or at least in the country, I mean, they're redneck as hell, bro. They're the ones out here fishing. They're the ones out here.
Like, what are you even talking about? Like, you just man, in the country, they be fishing. Like, what are you saying?
I'm saying they do white culture. They assimilate better than some cornball from the burbs is what I'm saying. Absolutely. I got way more in common with a Mexican dude that knows how to build something, drinks beer out of a can, and goes fishing and likes to look at strippers. That's the kind of dude. Black guys used to be like that where I'm from. They did concrete. We played ball at night, softball. And then we all listen to each other's music, if you want to call it that.
You said they did concrete? Truth. Some people would do like
they all laid block,
And they don't do it anymore? They don't do it anymore?
No, they don't work. No.
What happened?
Rap music, I guess, is what I'm lost, boys. That's what I'm trying to ask. I don't know what happened.
But everyone listens to rap though, and not everyone acts out on it.
Yeah, but you got the posers, the wiggers from the burbs, man.
They're not shooting people, bro.
So all the posers are spinning the block.
Like, they're not shooting people.
That's true. You're right on that. But
so it can't be music. I think we could table. We'll table that one.
Explain wiggers though in the inner city that are real with.
They're not shooting people.
We do this show every night. There's no way.
You don't know about Cincinnati. You don't know about Columbus, bro. There's white people.
Let's go to Cincinnati right now. Let's go to Cincinnati right now.
Go clown them white boys. Go clown them white boys.
This man told me that in Cincinnati there's glider wiggers spinning the block.
Bro, they got black dudes jumping off the porch with them.
And I say that respectfully to you because I think you're pretty base, glider. All things considered.
I'm based, but I'm liberal-minded, bro. Just because I don't hate anybody.
Look, me either. I just hate people that put straight bullets in kids' rooms, bro.
Absolutely, we all know who's doing that.
Glider, what is inherently
is it a wigger? Is it a wigger doing it?
Hey, wiggers will do that if they can impress sun men.
No, they do not. They don't do that shit, bro.
Not on a large scale, no, but they're capable of it.
Well, anybody is capable. That's not the point, though.
Okay, well, start watching Cincinnati news, y'all. Y'all watch Memphis and all that.
I want to see
it's only black,
Oh man, you're
Glider.
93.
Look at
Come on.
look at the gun memorial.
Let me talk to this Glider. Glider, do you think black people are more athletic than white people?
Yeah, I grew up trying to compete. I'm a basketball player. Yeah,
That's
put
great.
you in your place quick.
Okay, but do you think they can jump higher and run faster and move more weight because of genetic
Obviously,
reasons?
they
or
have fast
cultural?
twitch muscles. Sure.
Okay, so then you
they
do
have
believe
fast
in
twitch
genetics
muscles.
then.
Yeah, my old lady could probably knock you out just judging by your tone of your voice, bro.
Okay, so then if
She's
that's
a woman.
the case, then
You
why
don't have
can't
to get so damn emotional about this. It seems like you're very uncomfortable talking about this.
Oh, I'm completely comfortable. It's just I'm not
Well,
emotional.
not really, because you keep calling people names and making threats.
Fisherman.
How am I making threats? This is me, bro. I'm sorry. I'm a redneck. I'm the true thing. Like you pretend to be this tough, this.
No, you're really not though.
In
Like
my
you
world,
really
you
just
wouldn't be able to
bullshitting.
talk that talk. You wouldn't talk this talk around black folks. I promise you wouldn't, Fish.
You really bullshitting now. Like you are bullshitting.
No, I ain't. Promise
Yes, you are. You're all over the place.
I think you're too young to make that statement, young man.
Glider.
No, I'm not.
Let's outlaw. Are you married to a black woman, right?
Yeah, 27 years,
Okay,
bro.
so yeah, so like he's married to a sister. Like he's not gonna be.
I got mixed kids, bro. You're not going to turn
Yeah,
me
he's got
against
mixed
black
kids.
people.
Yeah,
I've had black
yeah.
people stand up with me when white pussies that have soft hands don't do shit. So you can't tell me what I've lived. So
nobody is trying to tell you how you've lived.
Yeah, you're taking this like, oh, you're insulting my
You
family,
are
but it's
trying
still the
to
fact it's
force
true.
the fact on me that you want me to accept that foundational black people can't be as smart as me, and I'm trying to tell you I disagree respectfully.
We're talking about
it goes beyond foundational black. It goes
FBA
beyond-
is not a thing, bro.
I'm simply just asking you questions about group differences. You keep bringing up individual family members in your life or FBAs. It's not really relevant. I'm just wondering about, do you believe in genetic group differences? That's it. And you seem to when it comes to athletics, but then when we pose the question of intelligence, then all of a sudden your black ass wife is going to knock my teeth out. So
No, I'm saying she has the capability to, because you asked about athleticism, and I agreed with you that, yeah, black people, like if you look
Yeah, but then you made like a subtle threat. You made a subtle threat when you brought up. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So
You did.
Glider, though.
I forgot you rule the show. You're right, Fish.
Glider.
Yeah, I am right on this.
If you could accept,
Hey, Fisherman is president.
Yeah,
hold on,
exactly.
Glider.
Self-appointed, but yeah.
If you can accept,
Actually, that's not true either. Actually, hang on. That's not true either.
He was voted.
I've been voted
He was
2
voted
times.
on.
The best panelist. So you can hold that.
He was voted. We're a democracy.
Now hold on. Somebody said, hold on, let me read the super chat. Doug Chunk says, did one of the local interviewed persons earlier refer to gun violence as a sickness? They're always changing language to excuse some behavior. Salute nation. Shout out to
it do make me sick, that's for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Douglas Chunks, man, in the building.
That's off.
Let me. You said you wanted to see.
Yeah, Cincinnati. I want to see the Wiggers shooting up the block in Cincinnati.
Gun deal gone wrong between two teams. That's what prosecutors say is the story behind the fatal shooting of a 15-year-old boy in Wyoming and today's arrest of a 14-year-old boy for his murder. All of this comes as one local activist is trying to illustrate.
Wyoming is a neighborhood in Ohio, right? Or is a city? Right?
Yeah, it's like North Cincinnati, edge of the burbs.
Okay.
Yeah.
How devastating youth violence can be. Local 12's Katie Amrine is here with that story. Katie.
Kids being killed is something Mitch Morris hears about often. And while he says it's complicated to determine why some teens get in trouble with the law, his organization, Save Our Youth Kings and Queens, is working on ways to stop the violence before it starts.
For community activist Mitch Morris, youth violence,
Hey,
like the
new guys in the back.
shooting in Wyoming, is becoming much more common.
It's such a tragic road once you start to try to carry that pistol. It's a road I don't think that any of them really understand that what can happen to them with that.
It's something he and his organization have been fighting against for years. To represent just how tragic violence can be, the nonprofit spread body bags in front of the West End Apartments on Lynn Street.
Whenever you lose a loved one to this gun violence period, it's hard on our city and our communities. So we brought the body bags out today to bring awareness, but more so asking folks to come and celebrate life with us. You know, the body bags is one thing to show what's happening in our community, but we want to celebrate life. It's been going on too much.
While Morris isn't sure what led the young boys in the Wyoming case to get a gun, he says parents need to be more aware of what's going on in their children's lives.
I mean, you try to give your kids a little responsibility to catch the bus and go here, to go with a friend or whatever. But right now, I would say this is not the season for that. You know, you got to stay on top of your kids, check their drawers, check their book bags, see who they hanging out with. I mean, you got to keep them real close.
Because he is currently charged as a juvenile, we are not naming the boy who shot Jameer Hill. Prosecutors say they will seek to try the suspect as an adult.
Thanks for checking out the Local 12 YouTube channel.
So,
click the links and tabs.
Do you think they didn't show any faces or any descriptions? So do you think that those were white people?
The victim was Jameer.
No, if they was white, they would have plastered that. It would have been,
Yeah, the victim's name was Jameer.
That
What
was
do you think happened?
Jaquarius. Yeah, that was Jaquarius and then the white.
Okay, this is an outlier, or you don't sound like you're very.
No, I admitted like 20 minutes ago that it is for sure 90%, but y'all act like all the balls are out of white people.
No,
I'm trying to tell you,
no.
there is a few that exist. Trust me.
But that's not the point, though. Well, that's not. I don't think anyone is arguing that point.
I thought that's what the whole point was, to get me on a gotcha moment here with trying to see what the first crime you see out of Cincinnati, and like, oh, if it's not a white dude, then outlaws the liar.
How long do you think before, if we were to stay on Cincinnati for, how long would it take for us to see a white boy shooting the block up? If you were to guess, obviously.
Shooting the blocks, doing a full spin.
Yeah, just shooting a gun, shooting a gun in the air.
You might got to dig.
Like what? Like a year, 2 months?
Nah, there's probably been 4 or 5 slide through, I would think, in the last year. I would think.
White boys? Oh wow, white boys drilling.
Probably so.
Now, who are the white boys shooting? Who are the white boys shooting? They're shooting at their black ops, or what are they shooting at?
Spinning on each other, or just jack boys, because everybody's broke down there in the West End and shit now. Like I said, I mean, it's been, they've been together for 150 years. It's nothing new to see. Yeah, plus you got biracials, quadroons, octoroons.
Yeah, but the biracials their son kids. You could just pretty much throw them under the son category.
They're the highest. A quadroon scares me more than anybody. They really got something to prove.
But they're sons, though. You could just pretty much
that's 25% of them. They want to show you that to be their whole character.
That's a strong 25%, bro.
It is very strong. That could be back to y'all's genetic theory. But as I stated in the beginning, I do, just because I separate black Americans, it's like, okay, well, I got to give people that's had a chance at education a little time. I mean, hell.
Right, education. Do you think blacks built this country?
Build it? No.
Yeah.
No.
Isn't that what FBA is? By saying FBA, isn't it implied that they built this country?
Well, they didn't even exist in the lower Midwest until like the 18, you know what I mean? They didn't get here, like free black Virginians didn't get to Ohio till, they came 1830s, 40s.
But is that right, TR? Isn't it implied in FBA that sons built the country?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's retarded. Yeah. I mean, but in the South,
they
the majority,
the White House,
a lot of stuff. But y'all, I mean, you can't discount that black people in the South, I mean, that they weren't blacksmiths or that they weren't, that they didn't have skills. I mean, they weren't all just picking.
I mean, well, let me ask you this, brother. Let me ask you this, Glider. Let me ask you this question, and I have a very good question for you. If we were to go to the gun memorial in Cincinnati, right? Where we would see gliders in there, but we know who killed those gliders. It wasn't other gliders that killed them. Or will we see gliders killed by gliders on there? I don't think we would.
Oh, it would still be majority blacks have killed because they just killed everybody.
Well, we understand that. We agreed on that already. But my point is, if we were to see gliders on there, the gliders that we would see on there, I could almost guarantee that they were killed by sons. Is that fair? Do you disagree? Because on the Ag Nation, you said you've been there with Ag since the car days. You notice that when we go to the gun memorial and there was gliders deleted, they were deleted by sons.
Look how Fisherman thinks he's so smart in the back chat, and he's got my whole life pegged, and he's the opposite. I gotta tell my wife to calm down on black people. Like, I'm not scared to talk, man. This dude.
Oh, she's conservative. Yep. Your wife is conservative.
Oh my God, bro. Beyond conservative. My wife's old school black when people used to call out the retardedness back, like what she's on the Chris Rock theory in '91.
Did she vote for Kamala?
So,
No,
so
Trump,
what do you think about Ock showing all the really old stuff of Sons?
Oh, it's
chipping
woken
out?
me up, Fish. It's woken me up because, like I said, if you would listen to me earlier, I told you the 80s movies and television and the music is what shaped and allowed me to have an opinion outside. Like watching the Cosby Show, that gave you a positive opinion. And then, like, if your dad's like going and laying block, you know, with like 3 other black dudes that are like all cool and their kids go to school with you, I just never had a reason to, like, you know what I mean, think less of black people because we were all broke where I grew up. Like I said, you know, we don't.
Well, the point I'm making is that if Sons were
I didn't
acting,
mean to offend you, and I certainly didn't want to take it like I was threatening somebody, but I do talk, you know.
My point is that if Sons are acting in degenerate ways before all of this, you know, cultural revolution of the late 20th century, if they're acting bad before that, then they would indicate that it's something other than this modern phenomena of TV and radio and all that.
It's a good point. And I was going to ask your opinion earlier. I was trying to ask Wicked because it's fascinating to me that the black people of Chicago that came from, you know, Jackson, which we know today as Jaffa, Memphis, which is the worst hell on earth, Little Rock, all those places up Cairo, Illinois, all these places in 40 years, they managed to turn Chicago into a shooting gallery. It does say something that, yeah, you might be onto something, maybe even being foundational. It has no bearing. You just revert back to whatever, you know,
to your DNA.
To your race. Your DNA. Yeah. And I agree with y'all on that. I wasn't even trying to be combative to that. I mean, I'm open to the idea. Believe me, I'm in search of the truth.
Yeah, and that's not to, at least for my part, it's not to offend your loved ones, your kids, your girl.
No,
For me,
I know
I'm
it
not
ain't
gonna
wicked.
strike
We-
them, but
yeah.
but I think we could accept well, our lion eyes. We just believe your lion eyes. You know, when you see,
Yeah.
like somebody in the chat asked about Mexico. Why is Mexico so violent, right? I'm supposed to pretend like it's not a violent place, you know?
But you know the good as well as I do of Mexican people,
Yeah,
Wicked,
yeah.
and I'm just not the person that can cast everybody into that. You know what I mean?
Well, we're not saying every single person. What we're saying is that the average is so low
Yes,
that
you're
it
right. I
is
agree.
it is literally going to
absolutely
drag us into a third world shithole. Like, that is the problem. There's too many of the average, and the outliers are what they are. Outliers. That's the problem.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, dude. What was your high school demographics? How many sons were in your high school, like, give or take?
Well, it was about 78% white. We had one Japanese kid that came because of the jobs coming into Ohio with the Honda and all that.
So about 20% son?
Yeah.
And how was that? Were the sons acting out? Not really.
Pre NWA, because here's what happened to me, boys. You got me pegged as this liberal, you know, fighter of justice. But what happened to me was half of the sons turned on me because of one fight. So I had to literally watch, you know, friends that I had grown up with for this happened my junior year, and the whole school I had to pull a 410 and out on like 20 sons in the parking lot coming back from lunch, all because the M word. He told the school that I said the M word.
So were the son kids attacking the glider kids often?
We just mutually fought because we grew up around each other. That's what I'm saying. I never thought about, like, most of my fights have always been with black dudes because they tend to be more violent. But I like it that way because I grew up around these trashy white people that'll fight too.
Dude, why do you always have to like say trashy white people? Like,
because I'm white trash. I'm the definition of it, bro. Like that's how white people look
like
at
a white
me.
person. Like, why do you have to?
Because I've been around city people, and I've been around people that grew up in the burbs outside of Columbus, and there's what used to be nice suburban places in Dayton. So when you go to these schools, and then you meet people, and they realize right away what you are, what kind of white person you greasy, like they know it. You ever seen The Outsiders? I'm like, Pony Boy in them. Then you got the Socias. Them are a different type of white people.
I guess what I'm getting at is, do you think Mexicans or blacks or any other racial group, when they're amongst themselves, describes themselves as trashy black people or trashy Mexicans?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, black people call themselves niggers.
I would say we define.
No, I would say that's a form of what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, even some people do that, Nube.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing. When a white person says they're like trashy, it's like just tucked out, just like
that's
like
because that's because what you are, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I
what I mean.
mean-
I'm a different
I
white.
mean, it comes across as self-hating, is what he's saying.
No, I
Whereas
love being a hillbilly, bro. I'm a country
other
singer.
groups do it, and it's more of a term of endearment.
Yeah, when
I
blacks
love
call
my
each other
life,
the N-word,
bro.
it's endearment. When you call yourself trashy, you just sound like a fucking cuck.
But I feel like he's saying in
I
an
don't even know
endearing
what
manner.
that means, but look like this, dude. Like, say, like if one of my cousins or something's like, "Hey, hillbilly, what's up, redneck?"
Right.
That's how we greet each other, like black
Exactly.
people when they
He's
call that.
saying-
But if you call me that, especially how you pronounce your G's at the end of your words, I would know you ain't from around here. You get hands.
Yeah, I think,
I'm not
I think
making
he's
a
saying
threat,
it
but that's just
endearing.
what would happen to you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It
And
sounds
then
to
you'd
me
be like,
first like
"Oh,
he's
there's
saying
white dudes that
endearing.
throw hands still," and then you'd be like, "Oh, wow,
Right.
you can't just run your mouth reckless to everybody." That's
No
not
one's
how it
running their
works.
mouth here, though. That's
You are to me.
How am
You
I
keep
running my
coming
mouth?
in to me. You keep calling me a cuck, dude. I don't even really know what that means. That's like some old new shit. I'm 51. You got to remember that too, son.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
Still,
hilarious.
would you
talk
agree?
too proper to try and check me, man? I'm irritated. Like, you know how people got triggers? To me, it's white dudes that pronounce G's on the ends of their fucking words. How about that? Leave it at that.
All right. So, would you agree or not that it just seems like there's a lot of white people that seem to be self-hating,
That's because they're hunting fentanyl, brother. There's a whole lot of depression out here where us trashy white people are from. So us trashy white people like me have decided, hey, just because I'm white trash don't mean I got to be a thief or hunt fentanyl. I can still live a good life. It's better than being in the hills like Grandmammy and them was, living out fucking hand to mouth, trying to grow corn on the side of a rocky fucking hill. Yeah,
Up here in Canada, we don't have many hillbillies, right? But we
No,
still
you don't.
have-
I've been to Canada hunting and trapping many times with my dad. He's a professional trapper.
Okay, well, I'm talking like the cities. There will still find many, many white people that kind of have a similar attitude you do, but they don't call themselves trashy. They'll like say other words to just. It almost feels like white people just don't like being white, or they're encouraged to just be self-hating, basically.
Nah, I'm not self-hating. I love being
he
white.
doesn't sound
I'm a
self-hating,
Hatfield McCoy, brother. I'm proud to be who I am. I'm a two Mayflower descendant. All that, bro. I'm a real
Wait,
American.
you're what? You're
I'm a Hatfield McCoy descendant. You know what I mean? That's something to be proud of where I'm from. That's like hillbilly royalty, bro.
So you have roots from Ireland, right? Like your family derives from Ireland, you think?
Mostly England and Scotland, bro.
Mm.
I already have my DNA. I'm almost all white.
Yeah, you don't strike me as self-hating. You sound to me
Not
to
at
be
all,
proud.
brother. I
You sound
love-
proud to be a glider to me.
Listen to how I sound. I don't got a choice.
Right. You sound like a straight, like a redneck glider.
I'm fishing and hunting and doing my thing. My old lady just happens to be light skinned and talk like Candace Owens. It is what it is.
Yeah, I thought you were. You remember Squarehead? He would hit the panel sometimes. Shout out to Squarehead.
I remember him. Yep.
Yeah, from Bogalusa. I thought you were him for a second.
Yeah.
But he's a cool dude too.
Yeah, man. Like
So
I said,
is your
when you
wife
get-
mixed or is she black?
Well, she comes from strong black roots out of South Carolina on her daddy's side. And then on her mama's side, she comes from free mulatto Virginian. She's Benjamin Banneker's, comes from free Virginians, mulattoes. yellow bones, red bones, whatever y'all want to call them, depending on where you're at.
So is she
Oh,
a
that's
pretending or no?
FBA. That's FBA all day.
Yeah,
Oh, proud
is
of
she,
it.
I
is she a
imagine. I
pretending?
bet she is. I bet she be doing them 6-hour panels and. Well, no, I got it. You
No,
say
my
she's like
old
King
lady
Soul.
don't even get on
Yeah.
Facebook, bro. She's old
Oh,
school.
that's.
Why do you
Hey,
say
go
that,
ahead.
Ti? What do you mean with that? Like, what do you mean?
No, I'm just. I jumped the gun.
My old
Whenever I
lady's
said the
out here
FBA
trying to
stuff.
correct these young girls, bro, how to act. But
Yeah,
like Facebook or any of that, no.
I mean, this guy to me sounds like a
Bro, I'm a
regular
country
dude.
singer. I
Yeah.
mean, once you get called a, like, I'm so country that the in lover word didn't stick when that got tried to put on me 30 years ago. Because I'm
Yeah, like
out.
he's
Because I'm the dude that's got like the 12-pointer in town that you see, you know, I
Yeah.
mean, going to get it checked in with
Mm.
knives and shit. Like everybody around. I mean, I ain't trying to brag on me. I'm just, it is what it is.
no,
Dude.
yes, you are who you are.
I'm
Hey,
a big dude,
how many kids do you got,
a
dude?
redneck.
How
2.
many kids do you got?
We got 2 kids. My son's an MMA fighter. He's 25, just turned. My daughter's about
Wow.
to turn 20 next week.
Oh,
She
good
an
for
artist
you.
and a musician like her daddy.
Oh, you do play music. You do play
Yeah, I'm a
guitar.
country singer, bro.
Oh, you were strumming the guitar earlier. That's right.
I didn't mean to. I thought I had my interface off, but it was plugged in on the backside on my mixer.
Yeah, look, I don't know why people are mad at you on here. I think you strike me as like a regular dude. You know what I mean?
I'm 51. I've been
I'm
around
not-
the world, and people don't understand that, man.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
they
we don't
can't
have to
make me
agree.
hate.
I don't even blame you for if the propaganda is real, bro. The shit they throw at us on the regular, man, it's hard to like fucking overcome that.
I done got money with the essays, with the Hondurans, with the damn Ecuadorians. Like, they get my respect if you go to work and you do the right thing, and if you're here legally, I ain't got no problem with it.
Right. And if you're not, then we could dump you in the
I don't care
Pacific.
what happens to you. I want you
Throw you in
going.
the Pacific.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on the fact that, on average, Latinos are a net loss in taxes? Like they're a drain on the system.
Shit. In South Texas, I work out of town all the time. In South Texas, they seem to be like predominantly like that's their culture. So I don't know how you would ever like get them out of South Texas or why you would want to, but like the Tejano people, but like to me, I see more illegals in Tennessee, North Carolina working construction than I ever do in Texas. Dallas, there's a shit ton of them.
Okay, but I'm saying, like on average, they come here, and ultimately over the course of them being here, they're a drain on social services.
Oh, absolutely. They know how to work that system. They're hustlers.
So that's bad, right?
Of course.
Okay. Like that's kind of the same argument with the Suns. It's like it's a massive drain on everything. And are there outliers? Yes, but ultimately, if we continue down the path that we're on, this is going to be a third world country.
What I do in my job, Fish, I travel to so many different places and different regions, and what tugs at my heart is when you meet that young son man that he knows he's amongst other YNs, but he wants to work, and he a lot of them are illiterate. They can't fill out their paperwork. So I find myself like trying to like, help them out, because I would rather see that son kid from Dayton or from Chillicothe, Ohio succeed than I would, see some Haitian.
Hey, did you ever hear Axe say? Did you ever hear Axe say that no good deed goes unpunished in Pakistan?
Yeah, they ain't much appreciated anymore. That's for sure.
But do you ever heard Axe say that no good deed goes unpunished?
Oh yeah, that's one of his.
Well, I guess what I'm saying to you is be careful. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I don't mess. Hey,
be careful, bro. I know you got a gun. I know you got guns, but
no. I don't put myself in them situations anymore.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
So
I don't have to cook out at my house. I ain't had to cook out at my house in 8-10 years. I threw a little show here about a month ago, and it ended up one quadroon against a white trash who is married to a mixed dude and they're out here calling each other hillbilly and nigger or what the hardy are, just to throw a little backyard show. That's why I say people don't know how to act, no matter who they are, where I'm from.
Yo, as a matter of fact, really quick, I'm seeing Yokohama in the chat, man. Salute to you, man. I haven't seen you in years. I hope everything's going good for you, man.
Yeah, man. Salute to him, man.
It's been I haven't seen him in years, right?
Yeah, I mean, he only came on like 4 or 5 times. So he ain't like.
But he Yokohama used to be in the chat all the time years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Outlaw, what do you think about white people like fishermen, for example, or me, who think it's just better if gliders have their own country, basically America before the 1965 Immigration Act?
A world with no Otis Redding, bro. I can't do it. No Rocky and Apollo? Nah,
but
not me, dude.
But look, dude. I like watching DJ Moore run a wide out route, right? But it's not worth dealing with all this violent crime, bro.
No, so, Hendrix. What are we gonna do? You mean wipe them from existence, like, or start a new chapter?
No, what I'm saying is, just kind of hypothetically imagine for a moment.
Yeah.
America at 1965 was like 85+% white. Do you think it was a tremendous mistake to pass the Hart-Celler Act and basically throw open the border to every fucking third world person imaginable? And then now we are where we are today, where this country is unrecognizable, both here and in Canada. It's really not even a country anymore. It's more of like an economic zone with various different races competing against each other. Do you think that's better? I mean, I don't think most people on the panel do.
I look at it like this. At one time, the Shawnee reigned these lands that I live on, right? And then my people came. Somebody else is going to come. If I sit around and fixate on it, then I won't be able to listen to my music, or I'm not going to have time to get my bait right to go fishing, or you know what I mean? It's like,
you know what, Canadian? I'm not competing with other races. You know what I'm doing? I'm raising my kids.
No, you are trying to exist in my world, though. And my world don't have time for what Pookie's doing, what Billy Bob and them's doing. They just better stay the fuck out of my goddamn way.
But if you want better for the nation, then it should matter to you.
I don't anymore, though, because I've given up all hope because of this, because of what we're talking about. I've given up hope. I don't think it's winnable again.
Yeah.
I went to Niagara Falls. I thought that was going to be a bucket lister.
Several
for me
juveniles were arrested during one of the tri-state's largest sporting.
Yep. No, I know what you're talking about, man.
And my wife's up there like these stinking, like I said, my wife's raised. She's a black woman. She's raised. Everybody gets to smoke. You know what I mean? Black. Well, I mean that black that comes out of her, man.
Yeah. And nobody's more racist than black women. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Everybody gets it.
Hey, real quick.
Go ahead.
You can I? So there was this. I stumbled across this YouTube channel. And this dude, I mean, the only thing he talks about is New York, but he does a real good job talking about like the New York from the 70s, or he'll talk about 1835 New York. His name is Garrett Shore. But he provides a lot of.
Put a video in the back chat next episode. Put a video in the back chat.
Gotcha.
Great show, guys. Any final thoughts, man?
I just want to say, if I offended anybody, Mr. Canadian Man and Fish, like, hey.
Well, I mean, you can say whatever, but
yeah, I wasn't even trying to be hard. That's just me, man.
I just like when you were talking about how you feel bad for the Suns, the Sun kid or whatever.
I'm gonna help
just to
him before
piggyback
the all day.
To piggyback off of what New Guy was saying with the self-hating white trope, it just seems very odd that is your sentiment, but we never see that kind of energy of gliders towards other gliders. It's like why do you feel this need? Like, why do so many of us feel this need to try to take care of everybody that doesn't look like us, but we will turn our back and throw each other under the mud at a moment's
I
notice.
do the same thing with little Billy Ray and them, bro. Even with the little neck tattoo boys, I be trying to help them out, bro. But they're pathetic. They're trying to get on their phone so they can get their meth or their fentanyl, you know what I mean, and leave at break time. So if I get a son kid that wants to stay 8 hours and learn the process, I'll show him.
Hey, Ak, my final thought real quick is just in case everybody forgot, there's no solution.
Absolutely. Agreed.
And on that note, same black time, same black channel. Out of here. Subscribe.